Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're out in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
Go ahead, you got it, Freddie. Go ahead, you got it.
No, shoot, you the moderator of this show, bro.
Somebody say something.
Wow. All right, man. I'll take this responsibility and run for it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's Uncle Pride, the one who loves making everybody angry. I got him. Welcome to ASAP in the AM, where we break down all news in the morning regarding all things sports. I got my man Bishop with me. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. What's good with you, man? How you doing this morning, Pride? I mean, we had a rough night for those Arizona fans, but hey, it's Friday, man. It's the weekend, and it's Halloween weekend, so hopefully everybody, feeling good, about to, get these cavities in their mouth after Sunday. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm not an Arizona fan, but somebody here who I'm assuming is all of a sudden became a Packers fan.
I know, right?
I don't know, right? Like, I was confused. I was under the impression he was a Giants fan, but all of a sudden he kept talking, and I was like, "What? You a Chiefs
teams? Yeah."
That man, Freddie, how you feeling today, bro?
Man, you come respectful when you come towards me. I done already told you that. I'm a Giants fan. Always will be, always have been, man.
Don't fool me.
But good morning,
John. You, huh? Me too. He fooled me too. I ain't gonna lie.
So we got two quick topics we want to touch on. First and foremost, speaking of that game, the Cardinals and Packers, honestly, better game than what I think a lot of people anticipated. I think a lot of people had it. It was going to be basically a clobber, especially with Aaron Rodgers missing a lot of his weapons. He held it down, and that run game was working great. But just one thing in specific where a lot of people are questioning A.J. Green, that last play of the game where he was – look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I believe, and this is just my opinion. Now, rewatching it, he probably thought it was a run play because it looked like he was blocking. What it kind of looked like to me, though, in the moment, he was playing for a flag. Like, for him, it looked like that he thought a flag was going to come, so he kind of just gave up midway. Rewatching it, though, because I've been rewatching it ever since. Because I knew, Freddie was probably laughing. He probably was rewatching it just to laugh.
You know he was.
When I saw it, I was like,
he petty. Remember, he petty.
Yeah, bro. I think he had a whole mind blank. So, Freddie, I'm going to start with you because clearly this is your team who ended up getting the win. That last play.
Giants didn't play yesterday.
I mean, well, no. You're a Packers fan. And that's to this day, to quote the great Deontay Wilder, to this day, that's how I'm going to think of you. So, but with that game top to bottom, this is basically the main question I have for you guys. Did the Packers win it or did the Cardinals lose it?
The Packers won it 100%. And you know why? Because he's a bad man. Remember I told you, Bishop, you got to say bad man. There's no more bad. He's a bad man. And you know what?
Freddie.
He didn't have the most typical Aaron Rodgers game. He didn't air it out like he normally would. But you know what he did? Matt LaFleur had a great game plan. They played their shell defense on the defensive side, had the middle wide open, which I don't know why the Cardinals did not attack at all. If you really think about it, then the Green Bay Packers run game got involved, and it seemed like the Arizona Cardinals couldn't stop the nosebleed at all. Because I mean, you talking about run, they did whatever they wanted to on the running game. But the reason why I say Rodgers is a bad man is because he did what it had to take to win the football game. He did what it had to take to lead his team to victory. He didn't do too much. Before this game, I thought Jay and them Cardinal fans was real lucky. I thought they was real lucky. Didn't have a Devontae Adams, didn't have a linebacker, didn't have a Scantling, didn't have top 2 or 3 wide receivers there. I said, y'all got real lucky on a Thursday night football game on a short week to be able to come into for Green Bay to come in there and they just going to get blown out. That was a bad loss for the Cardinals, and it was a great win for the Packers. What do you think, Bishop? And you know what? By the way, Bishop was on Real Talk last night, and I tried to tell him. He tried to be petty. He kept going in the group chat throwing little eye emojis, but Mr. Rogers in his neighborhood showed him what's up.
They did, what I will say is I disagree with you on this point. The full point of the fact that you say the Packers won that game, I say the Cardinals lost that game because it was clearly shown in that game that AJ Green, obviously him and the whole offense was not on the same sheet of music. From what it looked like to me, I was watching that game. He was clearly blocking. He was not going out for, for a pass. He was not in any type of pass pattern. You clearly see him run off the line and engage in a block with the defender. So therefore, him and Kyler Murray in the offense were on total different sheets of music. I will say the Packers came to play, especially in Arizona. They came in, they did what they had to do, especially without like you say, Devontae Adams. I'm shocked. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give Aaron Rodgers and the Packers they're just due. They came in and did what they had to do to take down the undefeated Arizona Cardinals. Arizona didn't have DeAndre Hopkins. If I'm not mistaken, though, he did come in like on the last. I want to say he came in on the last drive. I heard him talk about him come on.
Yeah, he came on the last couple of plays.
Yeah, and I think that was just a decoy. I'm sure, because they showed him running up and down the sideline and it didn't look like he was ready to go. So I'm sure it was just a decoy. And I don't think I don't even believe Kyler threw his way one time while he was on the field. But yeah, man, I mean, I can honestly say that I did not know that Arizona's offensive or defensive line couldn't stop the run like that.
But Bishop, you coming on here being disrespectful. You talking about this was a bad loss for the Cardinals. Should the Cardinals even been in a position where this was even a game this deep in the fourth quarter against a team with the Packers who had all these guys out?
Yeah,
so to answer that question, mind you now, the Packers were up by 2 touchdowns at some point. Yeah. And they came back.
But should it have even got to that point, though?
DeAndre Hopkins was still out.
Yeah, because
Devontae Adams was still out the whole game.
Right. So was Hopkins. And Kirk wasn't, and I will say this. The Packers defensive line put mad pressure on Kyler. They was all over Kyler Murray the entire night. They was all over that dude. He had no chance. And they have, like we spoke about last night on Real Talk. Be sure y'all check out Real Talk. Just like I said last night on Real Talk, Kyler Murray, these teams have kind of figured out Kyler Murray. And that's what I was saying about what's his name for the Joe Burrow. How they gonna figure him out in a couple of years. That's what they know how to angle Kyler Murray where he don't get them big runs. I do know in the fourth quarter he did start running a little more because I'm sure the coach was like, look, you need to run the ball so they can bring the DBs up so you can throw the ball down the field. And it got him down the field. It got him. They was right there.
No,
that one mess up play.
They were. And look, I'm gonna say, look, no disrespect to the Packers, right? But the Cardinals lost this. They're
right. I agree.
They're a top 3 defense, and they let Aaron Rodgers dink and dunk. Aaron Rodgers, he understood that was the play, and by the time they tried to stop him, the run game was so solidified that they really couldn't. The defense kind of just looked shocked. What it kind of looked like to me, the defense came out and they were like, this game doesn't matter. They're, the Aaron Rodgers down as his 3 guy. We got this easy. That's kind of the vibe I got. And they kind of came out a little lackadaisical. And then all of a sudden, the Aaron Rodgers and the Packers come out with one of the best run games that we have seen them come out in probably all year, right? Like, they came out, they forced the ball down their throats. The reason I'm going to blame the Cardinals, Tony Hauser said, you got to talk about Arizona.
Tony's talking out of his ears. What do you mean to tell me, Tony? You went in that game expecting Aaron Rodgers, the Packers to do what they did yesterday without Devontae Adams, without Scantling, without those guys on the offensive end. Stop it, Tony. You know football. Do better.
But look, I'm gonna blame a little bit on Arizona, and frankly, a lot of blame is gonna have to go on AJ Green. And the reason is because when y'all brought him in, you brought him in to be not only because they like Christian Kirk, they like him, but clearly they don't like him enough if you're gonna go out and get a guy like AJ Green. They brought him in to be the legit number 2 and to step up when D-Hop is either locked down because Kyler doesn't want to throw at him because he's got like Jalen Ramsey on him or something, or if D-Hop goes down and he's out or whatever, then they got AJ Green to in essence step up and be that guy and help them kind of, like steady the waters for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw, and this goes to your point, Bishop, it's almost as if AJ Green wasn't ready for it, which baffles my mind because he's been a number 1 in Cincinnati for almost his entire career. Ever since he came in, he's been the number 1. So when D-Hop went down, I really wasn't bugging because I thought, AJ Green could, he could still play. Right. It's not like he's a washed-up scrub. He could still play. So I was a little confused on why all of a sudden, and then again, that last play, it was bizarre because, like I said, when I first saw it, I thought he was, just trying to play for the flag. The more you watch it and the more you just ignore all the content and just focus on AJ Green, the more it looks like he had a massive mental lapse to the point where he forgot to play entirely. Like it almost looked like he went out and it was blocking.
That's what I said.
And I'm like, you said it. I think Trey also said it. At that, you guys said it in the group chat, and I was like, I don't think so. Maybe. And I kept watching it over. I didn't go to bed till like 3 a.m. Cardinals knew they were going to win when Watts got injured. I mean, maybe. No, look, I just don't think at this point of his career, J.J. Watt is that much of a difference maker. What people are doing, and this is the problem people have. When you hear a name, right? Like if you close your eyes and I say Peyton Manning, right? People say his entire career he was great. As people, you know what I mean? Like you just hear the name and think it's greatness, but I think that's not really how it goes.
I got a better scenario. Just like when Brad Stevens heard Dennis Schroeder. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, bro, that was I don't look, man. I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm just about that. I'm not getting into that at all. I mean, when we got him, I was trying to be optimistic. I tried to, but it's real hard to be optimistic when your organization is telling you you're trash, right? Like ever since Brad Stevens went in, you know what? I'm not gonna poop on Brad Stevens. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to this Arizona game, I don't want to say they choked it, but they didn't do what they had to do. But AJ Green choked it. He did. 100% choked it. But the team, I don't want to say the whole team as a whole choked it, but it's kind of difficult because, again, they came and they understood that these guys were going to be without Aaron Rodgers' 3 favorite weapons. And the fact that the defense came out lackadaisical, I got to put some blame on them because if they kind of – and maybe it's the 7-0 that got to them. Maybe. I don't know. But when you're playing any quarterback, I don't care what quarterback it is. I don't care if you're playing Simmons and you're playing the Texans. When they're down their 3 favorite guys, you still need to show up and, try to put a stranglehold on them. They didn't. So I gotta give more blame to Arizona because they came out kind of flat. And by the time they tried to get turned and be like, oh yeah, we're good, it was too late. It really was because Aaron Rodgers was still doing. He was doing what he had to do. This game he had to be a game manager. That was the gameplay. It was Aaron be a game manager. That's easy. That's easy to him.
To me, Rodgers playing is having his better this year is having a better season than he was last year. And the reason why I say that is because yes, he's not throwing for these crazy yards. We haven't seen that out of Rodgers this year. He's doing enough to win because he know it's all about when it happens in the playoffs. Yep. He knows when it's in the playoffs, if I can get these other guys to buy into our system, build some chemistry with them, and then by the time playoffs, we rolling on all cylinders. Because man, to be honest with you, what it's looking like to me is whoever's the most healthiest team. Because I mean, everybody's
Right.
getting hurt right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting hurt. We seeing a lot of people taking hits on defense and on offense. So it's about whoever's going to be the healthiest. And this trade deadline, man, is going to get even more spicy. What
Yeah.
teams is going to be more aggressive? Because now we're 7-8 games in. We see what we're missing. We know what we need to improve on. We're going to see what team really wants to win the championship and go all out. If I'm the Packers, hey, I'm calling Cleveland. Hey, I know you got a dude by the name Mr. Beckham, and we would like to get him down here.
No.
Hey,
I wouldn't like that. And
I
the only reason I wouldn't like that is because you have D-Hop.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be
I
difficult.
said the Packers.
You said the Packers.
Oh, the Packers? Devontae Adams. I mean, that's kind of
But
like
Same thing.
But you bring Odell in, with the Bengals, AJ Green is that number 2.
Yeah. Right.
With the Packers, you don't really know who's the number 2. Is it Tunyon? Is it Scanlon? Or who is it? So you bring in Odell Beckham Jr. in. We're not asking you to be the number 1 guy, but you're still gonna get a high volume of touches. We want you to make it easy for everybody. What's up, Trey?
I don't think what's good, Trey? Good to see you, man. I don't think again the way Odell Beckham OBJ is, I don't think he'll be a good fit in the pack. I don't.
You know why he would be though? It's
Why?
because if you look at him, bro, he has not played with a good veteran quarterback. Yes, he played Eli, but he was not good. You
Right.
put him with the Aaron Rodgers, a veteran quarterback who knows how to give him the football. Because let's be honest with you, Baker really don't know how to give Odell the football. If you put him with Aaron Rodgers, Wilson, Brady, those type of guys, they know how to get him the football. And that's why I say in Green Bay, they love to throw the football.
Right.
And they should know that they cannot depend on Devontae Adams every play. But you bring in a guy that can spread out the field, who can still create separation, who's a great route runner, and OBJ, bro, that's like a marriage waiting to happen.
I feel you. I mean, and just so y'all know, man, the game, I don't know if y'all know, but this is how close this game was last night. Total yards, Green Bay had 335. Arizona had 334. That's how total yards. Now, Kyler Murray went 22 for 33 for 274 yards and 0 touchdowns. 0.
What did Mr. Rodgers go for?
Aaron Rodgers actually threw for 184. He was 22 for 37 with 2 touchdowns.
Whoa.
So it's crazy. But neither one of the running backs for Green Bay had 100 yards rushing. Dillon had 78 and Jones had 59. They had a total of over 100 yards rushing total. Yeah. But they had 151 to be exact. To Arizona's only 74.
I want to respond to this, Tony. Let's take the narrative. I don't believe Odell Beckham cares about being the number 1 option. And reason why I say that, he cares about his targets. He cares about winning. When they're winning, you don't hear nothing from OBJ. It's when they start losing, and he feels. Then that's when he feels like, okay, you give me the ball, I can help my team out. That's all been OBJ. New York, when we was winning, he didn't care about how many touches he got. It started when we started losing. That's what generated the problem. Okay, we're losing and I'm not getting touches. That's when the problem is. I hate this narrative around OBJ, man. It's just a real bad narrative that people want to put on him. And I understand that you got to be better and you have to have a better attitude. But when you losing, man, this is competitive and grown men don't want to sit up there and lose week in, week out.
Well, no matter how much money they getting paid, most people want to win. Most people care about winning more than getting, their money for the most part. Don't get me wrong, money is important, but for the most part, like you said, Freddie, it's about the win. It ain't nobody wants to be in the league 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 17 years, and not have a Super Bowl championship.
And Tony, just imagine Odell Beckham Jr. You have Devontae Adams on one end. You can put Odell in the slot on the other end. Just imagine how much wide open OBJ gonna be. Just imagine that, because you're gonna have to respect one or the other, and you pick your poison.
He cares about his targets, but he still wants to be the number 1. That's what a lot of, you know what? That's crazy, Tony, because a lot of critics do feel that way about OBJ. A lot of critics do feel like he wants to be the number one wide receiver no matter where he's at. And a lot of people pretty much have put him in that situation because of what he done in New York. The things in which he did in Giant with the Giants is because he was the number one receiver. Once what's his name, and the two other receivers had left.
Cruz, it was
Cruz and who was your other? Shepard.
Yes.
When they left, he had to be the number one. He had to fill that role, and he filled it. He filled it perfectly.
But hold on, but at the same time, we also need to remember when Odell got traded to Cleveland, everyone said on paper it's gonna work.
That facts.
And how's it going? So I'm just saying, I understand, going.
But that's not his fault, though. Let's put that out there.
Yeah.
Not all his fault.
It is to an extent.
Yeah.
It is
not all of it.
No, it's not. Not all of it. No, I'm not gonna blame all of it. I'm not gonna put all the blame on him, but he deserves some of the blame. Going to Green Bay, I don't know, because think about it. If you go to Green Bay, a lot of touches go to Devontae Adams, and then everyone else kind of gets scattered. And again, it's because Devontae Adams is, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the league. And if you don't think that, he's probably the second behind D-Hop. And those are very close, so you can kind of, flip them between
back and forth. Right, absolutely.
Right, exactly, yeah. So, for me, it's like I don't think him going to Green Bay would work well for him. Because, again, Aaron Rodgers has this great chemistry with Devontae. Go ahead.
So I don't think it's going to be a problem with him going if he was to go to Green Bay. I hope he doesn't go to Green Bay. But if he was to go to Green Bay, I don't think it'd be a problem, specifically because he's like, yes, the Devontae Adams gets the looks, but if it's a chemistry to be developed, when you start thinking about, okay, we got another. So let's take for instance, although it was a complete debacle for him last night, AJ Green going to partner up a couple up with D-Hop. So that's basically what you had, that same type of chemistry and energy with Beckham being there with Devontae Adams, and if you still got Aaron Rodgers there, like they're eating. You know what I'm saying? That's all day. So I'm thinking Devontae Adams will be willing to share those touches for the betterment of being able to shred defenses. And then I think they're doing it without a caliber receiver like Beckham. So having him there is just going to be even more solidified weapons for Aaron Rodgers, and maybe keep him there and go for it. So I think it's possible to work. It's just a matter of, and then of course you got to look at what your matchups are and stuff like that, which is a lot of different factors that come into play. Even when you put those type of teams together, or have that type, just like you were saying, what we thought was going to be with Landry and Beckham didn't come to that, but injuries, Baker having to get in a groove with them, so all that type. But I think on paper, as we say, it would definitely work.
And if I'm the Packers organization, if you want to find a way to keep Aaron Rodgers happy, you say, okay, Rodgers, we're going to bring you weapons. We're going to give you another weapon. Because I know you said you don't think it'll work because of touches and all that, but you got to remember.
They're trying to keep Aaron.
You're trying to keep Aaron, but you also got to remember this. You have your cornerbacks and linebackers, they got to pick their poison on the opposite end now. Who are you going to double team? Because you can't double team Devontae Adams no more, because you have a dude over here that's going to kill you. Now you have a dude over here that Devontae's like, hey, it's time to eat. Like, so you like that makes that offense so much dangerous. And like one thing that Aaron, reason why he don't go to a lot of those guys a lot of times is he don't trust them. Do you not believe that he will trust Odell Beckham Jr., who can create separation on his own that don't? Because a lot of times Rodgers had to create separation for a lot of the other guys. But Odell, Rodgers back, man, like this dude created separation. Like, okay, boom, there we go. So
it would be. I feel where Freddie's coming from, because him going to the Packers would be a lot like how Dallas has it with Lamb and Cooper. They can't double Cooper, and they definitely can't double Lamb, because they're a threat on each, and they both on opposite sides of the field. So you can't double them. So therefore, it's always a one-on-one matchup.
Right. And then you have that third option. Dallas had that third option. They have he's hurt right now.
Michael Gallup.
You know, then that's when I don't know how to say the dude's name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He'd be a deep threat. So
right.
But just two things. So first, someone just said Odell's like AB, nothing but a cancer in the locker room. Just look what happened in New York. When it comes to the locker room effect, I think OBJ does have a problem with that. I don't think it's a cancer problem. I just think that's more along the lines of you just need like a big brother type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you have someone respected in the league who will keep you in check. Because again, if you look over to the Giants, not only was he the best player, he was the best player by far. So nobody could really tell him nothing. So I think it's kind of.
And he had a valid point as well.
To an extent.
No, he had a valid point. My Giants decided to take an aging quarterback over a young stud receiver.
So as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. Like if you got a guy like Aaron Rodgers, maybe that can keep him in check. It's a possibility. He really hasn't been that crazy in Cleveland, so I'm not gonna go as far as calling him a cancer. I'm not gonna go. Yeah, I know you hate when I talk, but somebody said, how can I blame OBJ when he doesn't get the touches? It's easy. The touches he does get, he doesn't really do much with them anymore. That's why I'm saying he deserves some of the blame. Now, I'm not saying he deserves all of it because, again, sometimes the play calling is a little weird, and they favor Jarvis over OBJ, and it puts OBJ in a predicament. So I'm not saying it's fully his fault, but to say OBJ deserves no culpability whatsoever, he deserves none of the blame, is absurd because the touches he does get, there are times where it looks like he's running the wrong route. It looks like that, and this really comes down to maybe chemistry, maybe just sometimes they've had a few head coaches, so maybe the plays have been changing. So maybe if he'll say something and he assumes it's another. Maybe that's the case. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to give OBJ some blame because again, if you're this all transcendent talent, like OBJ has been, like I've been told he is, and frankly, how I think he is, like he has the potential to be like a phenomenal receiver. You know what I mean? Like he's with his talent, he should be a top 3 receiver. He should be in the same category as D-Hop and Davante Adams. Like he should be in that category. But again, this whole thing in Cleveland has kind of been a little iffy. I'm going to give him some of the blame because like I said, when he gets his touches, he really doesn't do much with those touches. Now, the touches that he doesn't get, look, you can make an argument that he's being a diversion. That, they're worried about him, so maybe it opens up for everybody else. So if you want to say that, that's fine. So I'm not going to say, again, I'm not trying to say Odell is like a bust or, he's dog water or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying you can't just look at everybody else and say, oh, it's everyone's fault but Odell. Because like I said, the times he's gotten the ball, he just hasn't looked as explosive like that as we've seen him in New York. And I feel like I got to give him just some of the blame. Like I'm not saying it's all his fault, but he deserves some of the blame as well.
Facts. I do agree. I feel like, when it comes down to a quarterback and receivers and stuff like that, they have to have that chemistry. And I don't feel like Odell Beckham and Baker Mayfield have the chemistry in which they should have to be a successful franchise or a football team. What I will say is, I know quarterback has to have trust within the receiver, and receiver vice versa. Receiver has to have trust within the quarterback. But I feel like maybe the reason why Baker may not be pulling the trigger in the game to throw the ball to OBJ is because maybe OBJ is not running the right route. Maybe he's not getting enough separation to make, Baker feel comfortable. I mean, it could be a numerous of things. We'll never know probably, unless OBJ ends up leaving and he tells all about, why they don't have the chemistry in which they should have had. But I definitely agree with Pride in regards to, it's definitely not just Odell. I mean, it's definitely not just Baker's fault. It's got to be OBJ's fault. He has to take his own responsibility for his part in it as well. So it is what it is. I'm definitely eager. We know the trade deadline is Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So we got a little over 72 hours before the trade deadline. So it's gonna be some moving parts. That's definitely probably gonna raise some eyebrows around the football nation and stuff like that. OBJ is one. Of course, we know Deshaun Watson is another because that still is pending in regards to where he plans on landing and stuff like that. Word is that he don't want to sign well,
now he refuses to waive his no trade clause only for Miami now. Like at first he wouldn't mind going to anywhere. Now the only team he's willing to go to now is Miami. Why that is, I'm not sure. Maybe he wants the weather. Maybe he likes how that team is looking. I don't know. But as of right now, that's how I checked, and I checked it yesterday. The only place right now he's willing to waive that no trade clause for is the Miami Dolphins. So that means a lot of people are out.
Gentlemen, we got some breaking news. Sounds like, so this is what the tweet says. Sounds like the Cowboys are going to start Cooper Rush on Sunday Night Football. There's a huge break for the Vikings. They're because they basically Cowboys Dak Prescott calf was sore today. Had to ramping it up intensely in Thursday practice. Coach McCarthy said on the decision ahead of Sunday status is more than just one game. So.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. That doesn't really surprise me because again, with their record and all in their mind, they're like, we're gonna win the division. We could throw a few games here and there if we lose, so it doesn't matter. They want to be cautious with Dak Prescott, especially coming off the injury. They're more along the lines of we don't want you to do too much and end up getting hurt. And like you said, it's the calf. And I'm gonna tell you this right now: there's two types of injuries that can linger. That's a calf and a hamstring. So if you know what I mean, if you don't, that's something that can all of a sudden go from, like
not hurting at all
10,
to be like,
yeah, and you go from on a scale of 1 to 10, it can go from a 1 to a 7, literally before you can even count to 7. So they're being very cautious with him. I don't blame them. If the Vikings lose, they need to get rid of Kirk Cousins because
with that being said, Pride, as well as Freddie, does that mean Dallas is going to take the L because there's no?
I haven't taken an L. Period.
Oh, you already
my brother Pride.
Let's go without that.
I'm gonna tell you why. Even with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. For some reason, Kirk Cousins loves playing Dallas. I don't know what it is. He plays Dallas. Kirk Cousins look like he own him. It's the weirdest thing in the world. There's like a few teams Kirk Cousins actually steps up for it. Dallas is one of them. So that's why I'm saying. That's why I kind of was gonna give them, the advantage. I mean, look.
Well, this is in Minnesota, though.
Of old Kirk Cousins anyway. But, like I said, Dallas is one of the teams he steps up for, Freddie.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, I kind of don't like it. I kind of don't like that Dak Prescott not playing. And the reason why is because I don't want
that noise.
Well, no, I don't want Dallas to – I want Dallas to lose, but I don't want them to create no excuses. See, Cowboys been, we would have had our quarterback.
And that's what I'm saying, the noise. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of
because that's exactly what they're going to say coming out of Sunday's game when they lose. We didn't have Prescott.
But here's the thing. Even with Dak Prescott, they'll find excuses.
Facts.
So to me, it's like it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, because if Dak Prescott plays, Mike McCarthy all of a sudden is a horrible coach, right?
Yeah.
If they lose, somehow they go, we got to get rid of Jason Garrett. They already did. Wait, what? It's like this. Like Dallas fans, this is why when it comes, like if I ask you what your football team is, and you tell me the Dallas Cowboys, 9 times out of 10 I won't talk to you anymore. And it's just because like they're the most delusional fans in the world. Though with a healthy team and the healthy stat, everything intact, they'll still make an excuse. So to be honest, I get where you're coming from, Freddie, because they're gonna say that. Like when they lose, they're gonna be like, "Oh, we didn't have Dak. We had Dak. It's a different story." But again, we need to understand who we're talking about. We're talking about a fan base that went healthy. We'll literally look around. They'll blame the guy who cuts the grass because there was one blade that was too high from everybody else, and that somehow in the second quarter tripped up. Let's say Amari Cooper, it tripped him up and he fell, and that's why he didn't score that one touchdown in the second quarter that could have potentially changed the tide of the game. So when it comes to excuses,
the Dallas Cowboys fans already pre-prepped their text messages. They already pre-prepped right now. They already got, if we had Dak. It's already in the text message thing, man. They just ready to send it on Sunday. It's already pre-prepped. I'm telling you now. That's just how Dallas Cowboys fans are.
Right.
That's how they are.
Hey, everybody's watching this on YouTube. Make sure you go to the All Sports All Plays Network to our YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube as well.
For sure.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, Dallas, they're gonna make excuses, bro.
Absolutely. Without question.
And the owner don't make it any better because he go on that little radio show and he gonna say, I didn't have my quarterback.
Yeah,
if I would have had my quarterback, it would have been a lot different.
And honestly, he's a big problem because if you got the owner coming out and making excuses, like, what do you expect the fans to do? They're going to be like, oh, yeah, well, Jerry Jones said. And it's like, well, I don't care what Jerry Jones said because, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. Like, look, when it comes to Dallas, we all know how it's going to be. I don't care about Dallas in the regular season. I don't. You know, they're one of those teams that, frankly, they're going to choke. Playoffs ain't meant for them. It's really not. You know what I mean? Like their Super Bowl drought can legally go run a car. I can't even do that. That's how you know you're down bad right now. So look, man, it is what it is. Like I said, it doesn't surprise me. To me, it just looks like they're gonna throw a few games. If they lose, they're gonna say it is what it is. They just want to make sure Dak is healthy. I wouldn't be surprised if they just sit him down for 4 games. I really wouldn't be surprised because they're right now looking towards the playoffs, and they're going to be like, oh, man, we need to win. We need to be in the playoffs. We need to do stuff. So they're probably going to end up making sure that Dak is healthy. They're going to sit him for a few games. And, you know, if they win or lose those games, they probably don't really care. As long as they have at least two
top of the NFC East,
they'll be fine.
Yeah. As long as Washington keep losing, the Giants keep losing, Philly keeps losing, they sitting pretty.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. If they keep losing, don't be surprised if you don't see Dak for the rest of the year.
Hey, don't be surprised if my Giants creep back in there neither as well. Just saying.
Bro, no, don't even say your Giants because you don't even have your Giants beating the Chiefs, and I do. So you're not even a real Giants.
The Giants beat the Chiefs?
I'm gonna tell you why.
That's right. You did say that. Yes.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Just in case you guys didn't hear it. The reason I have it is because right now the Chiefs are down bad. Coming off a dominant win that the Giants just had against the Panthers, I think right now their momentum is high. So that's it. What was the score? Freddie, what was the score?
That's no dominant win though.
From last week?
Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we beat the Buccaneers, you know, but we beat the Panthers.
It doesn't matter. It's still a team. 25-3 is not dominating.
Yeah, Panthers, but the Panthers ain't like a slouch team.
Exactly. This is a solid team. Don't do that.
They ain't a slouch team.
Don't do that.
I don't know. I don't know if I would say that. I don't know if I could any given Sunday though, man. The way these games have been playing this year, man, these upsets are like, man, like real crazy. But it's possible. It is possible. It's a Monday night game. It's possible. The Chiefs could fall to the Giants, like you said, Freddie. I mean, like you said, Pride. The way they playing, yeah. It's possible. It's not too far fetched. I'll say that. It's not too far fetched. I
know I gotta do a little bit of reaching, but it's fine, bro. I stretch. So I'm
you gotta be sometimes you have to make those bold predictions. You have to make those bold predictions, and sometimes they do pan out to be what it is. That one, yeah. I'm
just saying one thing.
And I'm surprised at you, Freddie, that you not even.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. Someone says not dominating a win when the Panthers has no O-line. Yes, it is because you're the same people who said that the Cardinals dominated the Texans, who's a horrible team. So I don't want to hear any of this stupid nonsense. I don't want to hear no stupid. Oh, it's the Panthers. No. If a top team destroys a low bottom tier, they dominated. They were supposed to. Like, come on, bro. Y'all bugging, man. Y'all bugging. Yo, Bishop, like, come on, son. Like, think about it. 25. Yo, that's not dominating.
If you don't score a touchdown,
they should dominate. It's the Panthers with Sam Darnold, who they don't even know they're still the quarterback he's just traded for.
But they don't have
defense. That's the top defense that they traded.
It would have been a whole different game if they had McCaffrey. They don't have McCaffrey. That's a huge part of their offense. A huge part. Running and receiving. McCaffrey is that dude for that team. They didn't have him. And
I'm not even gonna go that route because that is true. But I'm talking about defensively. This is a top 10 defensive team, and this Giants put up 25 on them.
They couldn't score a touchdown. That is dominating. You can't
come on. I'm gonna put it this way.
I agree. I actually agree.
Again,
they don't love man. Bro. Now y'all be on Pride so hard, bro.
But here's the problem. They say that with no context whatsoever. Yeah, say that with defense. The Giants off. I'm gonna say this one because I think my mic is busted.
Yeah, say it for those in the black, Pride.
Yeah, I think my mic is busted. You feel me? My mic is busted, or people don't understand what they're talking.
Say it for the people in the back.
The Giants offense shredded the Panthers' top 10 ranked defense.
But it's very overhyped. The Panthers are overhyped.
No. Their defense
No, don't
is
say
not
that, Freddie.
overhyped.
Don't
They're
say
a
that.
top 10 defense.
Don't
They
say
have
that.
Gilmore. People have them 10 penciled in the top
Because Sam
16.
Darnold, are they overhyped? Are you saying they overhyped because of Sam Darnold? Why are they overhyped?
Sam Darnold had a second chance to re-improve, to prove that it was because he played for the Jets. Sorry organization. He came into the Panthers. He looked good for the first few games. But where has he been since then? Carry the hell on, like
and right here for
Kirk say.
Bishop, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
What's up?
If you had switched the Giants with the Buccaneers, and if you switched the Panthers to the Jaguars and kept the same score, everyone would say the Bucs dominated the Jaguars. that right there is how you know these people are out of their minds. Yeah. I've never in my life seen a team, no regardless of the talent, had not scored a single touchdown and not called it dominated.
You petty. You so petty, Freddie. I swear. That's petty, Freddie.
And right here, and Bishop, right here, funny part, Bishop. And right here, funny part, Bishop. Right here, funny part. If the Giants somehow get the win, Freddie gonna come on here talking about how about my Giants?
I sure am, because we did something we had no business of doing, which we're not going to do, Pride.
Look, all I'm saying is they
have a
chance. They have a chance, because again, if you're a casual fan, you're looking at the names, you'll say, "Oh no, they don't have a chance." If you're a casual just looking at the names, then of course they don't have a chance. Now, put context in it. Sam's not the problem. It's Chuba Hubbard. I mean, look, kind of, but not really, because at the same time, you gotta blame Sam Darnold on that. And if you can't, I like Chuba. I don't think he's a starting back. I think he's like a running back by committee guy. He fit perfectly in like the 49ers organization, like a team that does running back by committee. The problem was when CMC went down, they were like, "Oh yeah, he's the new CMC." That's what he messed up. Because he's putting up solid numbers. I mean, nothing to blow you away, but they okay.
Sam was 16 for 25 for 112 yards and no touchdowns.
Look, I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna fully. I'm out. You can put some blame on Chuba Hubbard. That's fine.
And then Chuba Hubbard, he rushed 12 times for 28 yards.
Like I said, I'm not gonna fully blame Chuba Hubbard. He deserves some blame because he's not that guy. But
right.
Again, yeah. Listen, you got that proud guy's delusional. That's fine. But again, you're looking at it by name. You're just looking at you're literally going the casual route.
Delusional.
That's it. You're looking at yo. Let me ask you a question. Do you know when the last time Patrick Mahomes hasn't had an interception? Week 1 against the Browns. Ever since then, he's had at least one. And there's a couple of games he has 2.
He still got a Super Bowl championship ring to look at.
Okay, that's a casual take right there.
That's not a casual take.
Yes, it is.
It's a delusional take that you think the Panthers is a great team. It's a delusional take for you to say that.
And when did I say they were a great team? They have a top 10 defense. This is a solid team. Offensively, yeah, sure, they got problems, but
they're solid on defense. What about on offense,
but that's what I'm saying. There's a solid. Their defense.
They're a mediocre team.
25 on them.
How many games did they win in this year?
The Panthers?
Yes, the Panthers.
I need to see the schedule. They probably have a couple gimmies. Here and there. Hold on. So they just lost. They got the Falcons. I think they could win that. They're losing to the Patriots. They're going to lose to the Cardinals. Probably win against Washington. Maybe beat the Dolphins. I need to see what happens with that whole Deshaun Watson thing. And the Falcons again, they might win. Lose to the
They're
Bills.
not beating the Falcons twice.
You don't think so?
No, not twice. They're split.
I think they can. But let's call it a split. And they got the Bills, which is a loss. Buccaneers lost. Saints
lost.
It'll be a loss, but it'll be close.
No, it won't.
I think so. Because
Michael Thomas will be back then. They'll be rolling. Their Saints defense.
You think so?
Yeah, lost.
So? All right. Well, I agree with you. So I think it'll be close. And then the Buccaneers again, that's a loss.
So you have them winning a good team, only 2 games. Carry the hell on like big first.
Again, that's another casual take because it's a good team going up a lot of great teams. So that's kind of the problem. Like this is a good team and going up against great teams.
Good question.
Question,
Mr. Hernandez.
Again, casual take. Can we get somebody who actually knows sports?
Mr.
It's a
Hernandez.
casual team.
Hey, Mr.
They
Hernandez.
say that they haven't faced anybody good. They play who they play, and at the end of the day, you're No, it's not. Okay,
That
fine.
is true.
All right, fine. So we're gonna go by that logic. Hold on, we're gonna go by.
Hey,
that
Mr.
logic.
Hernandez, do me a favor. Go to YouTube. Go to All Sports All Plays Network. Find us, follow us, subscribe to us. You'll be able to see great content like this every day. I promise you.
No. Okay. So, by your logic, when the Rams beat the Bears, that doesn't count at all. The Colts are struggling, so when the Rams beat the Colts, that doesn't count. Rams beat the Seahawks. No one really believes the Seahawks. That doesn't count. And then they beat the Giants. That doesn't count. And then they just beat the Lions, so that doesn't count either. So that's like 4 games we took out.
Rod, you good and reckless again. Calm down.
No, I'm not being reckless, bro. You're encouraging casuals. That's a casual team.
How?
Because you play who you play.
It don't matter who you play. If you play in some competition, I can't say you that great of a team.
Casual take. It doesn't matter. You play who you play in the whoever you have on your schedule. That's who you play. I'm not gonna knock a team because they played against dog water. By your logic, are we gonna strip the Jags one win against the Dolphins because they're a bad team? Are we gonna do that? No, we're not. So
let me ask you a question.
I'm not knocking the team.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
I'm not knocking them. I'm not gonna take it away.
I'm gonna ask you a question. The Cowboys are 5-1. Do you really believe that they are a championship caliber team?
That doesn't mean anything at all because we're going from a good Bishop. You see what I said about Freddie Facts? I said this team's a good team. We're not even a good team. They got a good defense. The offense sure got some holes in it, but overall, it's an okay team. Right. I think defensively they're way better. How do we go from that to are they a Super Bowl contender? Bishop, let me know where's the bridge.
There is not in that aspect. It is.
Thank you.
Not in that aspect. But what I will say, yes, Cowboys. Yeah. When it's all said and done, man, y'all can't sleep on any of these teams that y'all like. I don't know why y'all trying to downplay the Panthers. The Panthers are not a scrub team, man. They're not. There's no way a scrub team. Now the Giants. I wouldn't even call the Giants a scrub team, to be honest with you. I'm not. They're not.
They're not. They had like a few of those games. They had a couple bad breaks.
They did.
A couple plays go their way, and all of a sudden we're looking at a whole different ballgame.
Facts. And have the Giants played? They played the Cowboys already, right?
Yes, I think they lost.
They lost.
Yeah, we lost.
They lost. But I'm just saying, like. Those games, those are games like I'm with Pride. Those games, there are a few games in which the Giants could have won that they didn't. The Giants aren't a bad team, and the only bad team in the NFL right now, honestly, and they ain't even really that bad, is the Jets.
You got the Texans too.
Oh, and the Texans. I forgot the Texans. They probably.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on with the Texans right now.
The Texans
I don't even think
the Texans came in the league or came in this season bad because of what all was going on with that team.
I think at this point the highlight of their season is what they get for Deshaun Watson. And another bad team that you forgot is again the Lions. You think the Lions are that bad or?
But look, you look at that. You look at this and you say that, but then the Lions only lost to the Vikings by 2.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say they have a couple close losses.
Yeah, like the Lions, come on. So the only team that really beat up the Lions was the Bengals. They beat them 34-11. Yeah, but what I'm saying.
Look, they put up 33 against the Niners. They got smacked by the Packers. Right, 19-17 against the Ravens. They lost the Bears. They put up it was 14-24. Like you said, 19-17.
To the Titans.
Hey, Pride, let's make a bet. Let's make a bet on here right now.
See? Watch. He gonna bet if they don't make the playoffs, then you gotta do watch.
No, it's actually by the NBA take.
Oh, NBA? Let me hear it.
My Lakers beat the Cavs by more than 10 points. You buy me lunch tomorrow.
By beating the Cavs?
Yes, the Cavs.
That's come on, bro. Yo, Bishop, the only way he could have made it worse if he said, "Oh yeah, hey yo, we got the Kings coming up. It's gonna be a hard game." You might be like, "Come on, son."
For real?
Nah, no way. I ain't that dumb.
Chris Robinson wanted to throw some shade at me, talking about he shared our YouTube to his page. I know nobody wants to see Freddie Henderson face in the morning, but still check out the show.
That was shade.
Chris, I'm about to tell the folks your nickname, so you better stop it, sir.
All right, but That's enough NFL. Y'all gonna give me an aneurysm. But moving on to the NBA, I don't know if you guys have heard about that new rule that a lot of players are butthurt about. Basically, those little fouls that you saw where the shooter would pump fake, the defender would jump, they would bump into them. A lot of those fouls are gone. Right? You got James Harden saying, not fair. Right? That was fun. By the way, when he said it wasn't fair, I laughed. I was drinking milk. I don't drink milk like that. Right? I really don't. I was just sipping a little bit of milk. Came out my nose. Swear to God. The funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, how he was crying like that. But with this new rule on how defenders now have a little bit more of a break, where if the guy with the ball does a pump fake and bumps into them, now they don't really call that a foul. And if they do call it, they call it an offensive foul. I'm gonna start with you, Bishop. Do you think that's good or bad for the game?
I think it's good. I feel like, it hurts a lot of players. Like we know, like the Hardens, the Lillard, people like that who use that actual technique during the games to get those fouls called. And with that, I know I've heard that they're already having problems with it. So I think it's a good thing. What I will say is toward the middle of the season, though, they'll probably look at it and maybe make some revamp it in a way to where it'll be more of a judgmental call and compared to just taking that whole call away. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's like we spoke about off air in regards to how it's done. Instead of jumping up like you're coached, jumping out is more of a foul compared to jumping up. So I think they'll look at it, revamp it, and try and make it more suitable to where to fit both the player as well as the on offense as well as defense. But I'm sure a lot of defensive players love it. I know they're all for it. I mean, because it gets called a lot because there are those handful of players that use that play or use that technique a great deal to get that extra call or that extra foul, especially when it's a clutch moment in the game to try and get that upper edge in the game to maybe change the momentum or whatever. However, so we'll see.
Freddie, I know you want to go on your whole spiel. Floor is yours.
No, I really don't. I love it. Because you look at James Harden. I mean, this dude, yes, he can score 40, 50 points, but how many of those are free throws? How many of those are free throws? And see, now it's like, I just get tired of. I mean, I remember a game where that's not really breaking news. But there was a game where LeBron had literally put his hands behind his back, guarding Harden, and they would still call a foul. I'm like,
I think Josh Hart did the same thing too. I think those might have been on back to back, where like Josh Hart kind of came up to it, and he was just behind his back.
Yep. So I mean, I like it. I mean, because don't cheat your defense. Now we can hopefully get to playing defense, and hey, James Harden is going to change his style of play. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100%.
You for it too, Pride?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Look, I'm gonna put it to you this way: if I'm dribbling, let's say I'm hooping, right? I'm dribbling the ball. I do a pump fake. You jump up, and I initiate the contact. Why should I get the call? James Harden out here hooking dudes with his arm, bro. Talking about like, oh yeah, this dude swing around the world. Like, come on, bro. Like, yeah. I never liked that. I've never been a fan. I thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. I'm gonna disagree with you, Bishop. I don't think this rule needs to be revamped. Period. I think they should keep it right where it is because a lot of times what all these guys are really doing is they're not even really trying to play basketball.
They looking for the foul.
That's it. And if it's something you kind of notice how they're judging the regular shit. This is why it's funny. James Harden a few years back was like in the playoffs, he wasn't getting those calls. And he was saying it's unfair. I just want to be ref the same way, whether it's the playoffs or the regular.
Well, you got your ass now, Mr. Harden.
Because if you notice a lot of the calls that they're not calling now and people are all of a sudden have a problem with, these are the same calls they don't call in the playoffs. These same calls, they in the playoffs, they're like, what you want me to do about it? So the guy like James Harden coming out and saying, oh, it's not fair. It's like you wanted to be ref the same. Now you got it. if you need to rely on a loophole to get your points, one or two things: either quit or change. Because James Harden is a good shooter. He's a good
scorer. I wouldn't say shooter, scorer.
Come on, Freddie.
Klay Thompson is a great shooter. Harden's a great scorer.
No, but Harden
is a difference.
Hold on, Bishop. Let me ask something.
There's a difference.
What you mean? I just want to make sure I understand different. When you say scorer, you're not saying that he can't shoot.
Right.
You're basically referring it to like he's a 3-level guy.
Yeah.
When Klay is just okay.
Yeah. Klay, I can put him anywhere in the court and say, "Hey, shoot!" And he gonna knock it down every time. He's more efficient than Harden is. I mean,
he's definitely a better shooter. He's definitely a better shooter than Harden, without question. But you can't take the fact that.
But I will say Harden's a better scorer than Klay Thompson.
Yeah, but you can't make the statement that Harden is not a shooter, though.
No, I don't think he's not saying that. I think what he's saying.
Yes, he is. Look at his face.
I'm saying is Klay Thompson can't score like James Harden can.
Right.
James Harden can't shoot like Klay Thompson can. That's what I'm saying.
And if I'm not mistaken, I
agree with that.
I think what Freddie's saying that when it comes to a scorer, that doesn't mean you can't really shoot. It just means you can shoot anywhere really on the floor. And when it comes to Klay, if you give the ball to James Harden, you need to guard him at the 3, mid-range, block, and
everywhere.
Guard him everywhere. When it comes to Klay, you really got to guard him at the 3-point line.
Or that mid-range.
Mid-range. Most of the layups he comes are on fast breaks or stuff like that. So I think that's what he's trying to say.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I was a Bishop for a minute. I was gonna be like, wait a minute, are you trying to imply something? But
if you look at it, who's better at creating?
Harden.
Thank you. Which means
he's a better scorer.
Right.
We don't see Klay. We don't see Klay creating his shots. I mean, he'll do it every once in a while, but outside of Steph, who has the best? Outside of Steph Curry, who else has a better step back jumper? You gonna kill me? What I'm about to say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it this morning. I know this morning was 8 minutes to noon where I live. What's up, Dre? I'm gonna say old Bron. You guys see what he do.
I said,
and I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why it'd be so dumb. It'd be so dumb. Like people know what he's doing. He get over there, coming to the side. He comes to the side. He's giving that stuff. I'm like, bro, y'all know this dude about to shoot a 3, and they still can't guard.
Bishop, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Bishop.
Don't do it, Pride.
It's underrated, man.
Don't do it, Pride.
Underrated, especially now. I don't know, man. Especially that 3-point step back he do, or that little side step that he do.
I know that little side step he do all the time.
I don't know. I mean,
it's not better than Harden's though.
You're talking about Harden?
Yeah.
I was talking about Steph. My bad. No, Harden. No. I mean, Harden probably has the best step back right now in the game because that step back.
Wait. What you say, Dre? You know, I'm gonna see you know.
Walk away.
Huh?
Anyway,
he said what?
He said walk away.
Dre, if you ain't scared, he talking about what I said about Bron. If you ain't scared, I just sent you a link. Come on, tell me why I'm crazy. I like to tell people.
I don't even think that's even a hot take because LeBron's step back is very underrated because that's a step back that he didn't really rely on that heavily until I would say probably his second stint in Cleveland. Like, you know what I mean? LeBron doing Jordan ripoffs. Yeah, again, that just tells me you don't know basketball whatsoever because his step back is way different than Jordan's. So,
and you know what? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. If you look at it, like when I look at it, I see he about to shoot a 3 because he come with that little side. He come do like he
telegraphs it all the time. He telegraphs it all the time.
Yeah, every time because he knows they can't stop it. When LeBron is hot, nobody can stop it. But to touch on your point, because you said,
"What's up, Dre?
What's up, fellas?
What I need to walk away from, man?"
I came in when you said Steph has a hell of a step back, and somebody said, "Who has the second best step back?" And I swore somebody said LeBron James.
I did. Who do you think?
Not him.
But who
you talking about his rookie year when he was 23, 24, somewhere up in there? Not now.
What's right now?
Not LeBron at 22, 23, because he sure didn't have a step back then.
So
what about right now?
He had a jumper then.
Exactly.
What does he have now? I mean, what step back you took? What in the game? 22 on 2K?
No,
No.
No, I'm talking about Dre. You know when he come in there.
Shown.
You know he come on there, a little sidestep, and he get a little step.
Yeah,
and
okay,
he,
That little step back.
You don't
It's
watch
more of
Lakers
a,
basketball.
it's not even
That's what
really
it
a
is.
step back. It's more like a side step, like Freddie's saying. It ain't even really like a true step. He kind of like steps to the side when he do it.
I think LeBron has turned into an NBA player I didn't want him to turn into. He's starting to listen to the fans and read the Instagram and the Twitter instead of being the player, the dominant player that he can be, instead of listening to us, because he's acting now in the lane. He grabbed the wrong leg again. Second time he hadn't done this career. He grabbed the wrong leg when he went down, but he's supposed to be hurt.
So Bishop, you could tweak your left ankle and then tweak your right ankle, but guess what? You're still holding the wrong leg. Like that makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
I have enough of his antics, man. I want him to play basketball again so bad.
Because
we already know Space Jam is not doing that.
Get hurt and
I want him to come back and play basketball.
He's the only dude I know who get hurt and grabbing the wrong injury. That makes
hey, Dre, I'm gonna tell you what I say about
him.
Dre. I'm gonna tell you the problem I have with LeBron. And, you know, it's not none of that stuff. I'm gonna tell you because, man, I guess it's just because I'm very spoiled as a Laker fan that I saw Kobe for those 20-some years that he was down there.
Right.
I miss Kobe. I miss this right here, man. I miss that heart. I miss that not giving up. I miss that competing every night. That's one thing that I miss a lot, man. I'm not lying.
You know, tell me this. We knew if Kobe is on the bench the other night, torn ACL or not, if Kobe on the bench the other night, we up 26 points, you think we losing that game?
Nah.
If Kobe's in the building, you think we losing that game?
Nah. We take care of our business.
He was on the roster, bro. The Lakers were I don't want to hear how Kobe was the guy who elevated everyone.
It's a bunch of rookie leagues,
like,
man.
bro, there was losing when he was on the. Can we stop pretending like Kobe was his perfect dude? That's just my.
No, that's not what we're saying.
Because when
hey, Dre, let me update you on something, Dre. Let me update you on something.
You knew it was coming.
This man above you, this man above you came out and said that Kobe Bryant is overrated. That's all I got to tell you.
Who's your guy?
LeBron. His guy is
LeBron James, born raised Akron, Ohio. To one glorious James.
You got that LeBron James starter kid hairline coming too. You ain't got much wrong. So, you know. Hey, look, I can't argue no more who's better. Everybody has their own value point. Why they like MJ, why they like LeBron, why they like Kobe. And you're not going to change nobody's mind. Right. Everybody can bring facts to the table. Everybody can. We all going to be in our lane. But all I'm saying, if Kobe was in the building, that team wouldn't have lost. It's just like when he was on the bench at home hurt, and the team got excited, high-fiving, winning the game. They beat some
beating Boston that year.
And Kobe was like this. We haven't done nothing. Mm-hmm. This Laker team ain't done nothing. That AARP team hasn't done anything. I'm a Laker fan. It's an embarrassment to the league.
It is.
Man, it's just the mindset. Kobe's mindset was a lot different than Bron's, you know. And it's not
Mamba mentality.
And then, to be honest with you, they both had two different leadership perspectives. Bron is more.
Mine is on Instagram.
Yeah, Bron is more. Bron is more like, hey, come here, do this. And Kobe getting your butt, like, hey man, we not going out like this, no matter what, we're gonna win this game. We're gonna pull it out. That's his mindset.
It's a changing of the mentality in sports. It's the changing of what's more important. You better get your money before they get you. You know, you better be who you. This league gonna be here before you do that or not do that. That league's still gonna be here.
Yep.
And right now, the Lakers, man, we have too many problems. I think if Dwight Howard and Russ come out the closet and play free, we'll be a very successful team.
But why are they in the closet?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think that'll help at all because at the same time,
question. Why are they in the closet?
Exactly.
The thing is, if you let them, let's say you let them do whatever they want to do, right? Like you let them have full reign. That's going to cut to someone else's production.
That's what happened the other night. You didn't see Frank Vogel on the sideline?
To me, I don't think offense is really that much of a problem like people putting into it. I believe it's our defense. We have a defensive-minded coach in Frank Vogel, and we are the 25th ranked defensive team. We can't stop a cold. I mean, we can't stop anything down there.
But it really comes down to the personnel too. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I normally don't talk about the NBA until game 25. Because all kind of stuff going on right now. There's too much going on. Too much.
Right.
People breaking
right
up
before the NBA
scenes,
break.
finding out dirt. Contracts crazy right now. People trying to get these sneaker deals. After game 25, we'll know what's going on then. But I just thought it was interesting when I clicked in. I heard somebody say LeBron got the second best step back.
That's your boy Freddie that said that. That's your boy Freddie.
Hey, LeBron James fans say the craziest stuff I've ever heard in my life. Ever.
Yeah.
Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You have a good day.
All
Rest
right.
of the day, Dre.
All right, for sure.
Yep.
Bro, I never seen you this quiet before. He came here and checked you. You got quiet quick.
He got on that LeBron, man. He got on that LeBron.
I never seen that before.
All I'm saying, bro, is like when it comes to y'all Lakers, bro, like, y'all can't let Russ do his thing. Y'all can't. And it's just because, you know what I mean? Like, the only time you can really let Russ do his thing is if, you know, like, you got AD and LeBron James who are both better than him. And, again, it's not even close. You know what I mean? And, again, if you let Russ do his thing, you're taking away from one of those guys. You know what I mean? And like you said, because, Freddie, you keep killing Coach Vogel for the defense, right? But my thing is, we can't really solely kill him because if you think about it, it's the personnel they got. They got a lot of shooters, but they don't really have a lot of 3 and D guys. So it's like
Kent Bazemore.
He's not a 3 and D guy.
Avery Bradley.
Bradley hasn't really been doing much.
I mean, Rajon Rondo.
That kind of surprised me why he's not really being.
Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan.
But DeAndre Jordan is not a defensive guy anymore.
He should be.
He should be, but he's not.
Right. He should He should be, but he isn't. And Dwight's
defense. Kent Bazemore is a good defensive player, by the way. He can knock down a 3 as well. So don't disrespect.
But I want to call him a 3 and D guy.
He's a 3 and D guy, bro.
No, he's not. Joe Ingles is a 3 and D guy. Trevor Ariza is a 3 and D guy. Kent Bazemore is not a 3 and D guy. Like
Kent Bazemore is going to guard the best guard every night. He's going to guard Steph. He's going to guard Harden. You see what he did against Steph.
Nobody else can. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, the next defensive guard you have is what right now? Because Rondo is supposed to be their best defensive guard. He hasn't been playing like that.
No, that's not true.
Who's your best defensive guard? Yeah, who's your best?
You know what should really be? He have a lot of expectations this year. THT.
Well, okay. All right. So if you want to say THT, I'll accept that. But as of right now, if you got Kent Bazemore as your best defensive guard, who's next? Who's the next best?
I would say Avery Bradley.
And Avery Bradley, who frankly, in my opinion, look like he's kind of lost a step. Not to say he's trash, but he's not the same.
He hustles on defense.
Yeah, he got hustle. He's got hustle, which he
ain't got more hustle than Russell.
I think he has a little more because he understands that if I don't do nothing defensively, I'm out the rotation quick, faster, in a hurry. So for him, he kind of needs to be that extra hustling on defense. Like, if I'm not mistaken, he played like 20 minutes a couple nights ago, and he had no points, no rebounds, no assists, no steals, no nothing.
Nothing. But he had no stats, yeah.
Yeah, he had nothing, which that doesn't bother me if you're at least hounding defensively. You know what I mean? But again, right now your top 3 defensive guards is Kent Bazemore, Avery Bradley, and Malik Monk.
Does it show that we miss KCP?
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
The Lakers definitely need to bring back Wesley Matthews, in my opinion.
No. And the only reason I say no is because remember, a lot of the guys on your bench, like a Trevor Ariza and THT, are injured. So Wesley Matthews will show up for the play a couple weeks, and after that, he'll go back to the bench. You know what I mean? Like,
and not get no burn.
But I don't really see Ariza really playing that much, though. Honestly, I mean, is he gonna? I just don't see him playing
THT
in the rotation.
Ariza, I'm talking about Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza? Yeah. I could see him in the rotation. Granted, he's not going to be
that's what I was talking about the other night. That's the problem. Y'all got so much. Y'all have so much talent on that team. to fit the rotation in right to get it to do what y'all want it to do to help
Just
that team.
just watch it. Just watch it. Old
Okay.
King James, he gonna get to mixing that cake,
Okay.
mixing it up, and it's gonna form
Is it
into
gonna be
something
good,
beautiful.
Or
It's gonna
be a
taste
dry
sweet.
cake?
It's gonna be moist. It's gonna
be a
look
dry
good.
We gonna
We
see.
don't like nothing dry in the City of Angels.
Yeah. He
And
gonna
la
use
la.
water instead of milk.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, look, you guys have to pick one. You either want to have a lot of turnovers or have better defense. Because listen, you could be a good defensive team and turn the ball over. You're at least giving yourself an opportunity, right? If
You can take Russell out to prevent them turnovers.
Again, that's the thing. Because and listen, Russ is a dude that he's always been a high turnover guy.
He has.
You know what I mean? Like, and the turnovers he does is, frankly, I don't want to call them stupid, but they're stupid turnovers.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
30, 40 games down the line, if it don't work, do you think the Lakers trade Russ?
Yes.
They should. Yes, I would say give it probably 30, 40 games, see how they're looking. And then I would have to consider it.
Do you call Sacramento and get Buddy back?
Well, you said 30.
No, because it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late because think about it. Sacramento wanted young guys. They don't, you know what I mean? Going to Russ.
Yeah, but if you in Sacramento, you're like, man, we ain't got no star. At least we know we bringing Russ. He'll be box office.
Star?
I'm talking about us. Pride, Bishop, he must have a hard time here.
He said we don't have a star.
I said Sacramento have a problem bringing in stars.
He said Sacramento.
That's what I said. If you go, like my mama said, if you go repeat anything I say, make sure you come correct, sir.
Change the story.
Make sure you come correct, sir.
Because audible.
But you mean to tell me you bring in Russ, they can sell tickets, who can give you a triple double night, bring you the hype, bring you whatever Sacramento's missing.
But the thing
they'll do it in a heartbeat.
I don't think so. And this honestly,
and that's a bum franchise.
It is. Don't get it twisted. It is. But here's the thing. First and foremost, Sacramento's still salty that the Lakers pulled out last second to go get Russ. The deal was basically almost done, and then when Russ became available, they pulled out at the last second. They're still salty.
But it's business, bro. This is business. Whenever you let your personal feelings creep into business, things starts to fail.
Bishop, I'm gonna talk to you, Bishop. So they're still upset about that.
That's
right,
how I'm the GOAT at this boy.
The other part about it is they want to develop young talent. I get bringing in Russ; he's a big name, so maybe it'll help them generate more revenue. That is a possibility. But at the same time, they're still trying to their number one goal is bring up this young talent they have. I don't know. Look, Freddie, I told you this a while ago, and you got mad at me when I said this. They should trade for a guy like Ben Simmons. And you guys...
All right, you got something to get rest of your day, get rest of your show.
I'm going to continue. No, but it's logical.
We bring in a guy who can't shoot. We trade a guy who can't shoot for a guy who can't shoot.
The thing is, when you talk to Freddie, he can't handle it, right? If he disagrees with you, he immediately goes over you, right? So I'm going to talk to you, Bishop.
Hey, Pride, real quick, Pride. Go get a mirror and face it to your face.
As I was saying, folks, so rudely interrupted, Bishop. I'm going to explain you why they should trade for Ben Simmons. First and foremost, the contracts, right? Like, let's be honest, that Russ contract is massive, right? And we're going to need to offset it, so that's one. Two, can Ben Simmons shoot? No, he can't. But neither can Russ. So let's stop pretending like all of a sudden Russ is a sharpshooter. And on top of that, but
he's not afraid of the moment.
I'm going to continue to go over. Congratulations, he's not afraid of the moment. And guess what? He ends up ruining the moment. So I don't want to hear any nonsense about that. And on top of that, Ben Simmons brings more than Russ can. I'm talking about right now.
Nope.
Not only can, again, you don't know basketball, so I understand it's fine.
In what way?
I'm explaining.
He don't know. He don't know, Bishop.
Bishop, you get the assist. You got a guy who could actually be a floor general. I don't care what you say, Freddie. Russ is not a floor general. And if you think he is, you just don't know.
When has Ben Simmons ever averaged 10 assists a game? When?
But that is having 10 doesn't mean you're a floor general. And if you think
when has he averaged 10 assists?
As I was saying, also rudely interrupted. Not only do you get some less assists, but Bishop, you're getting less turnovers. You're getting a guy who can run the floor. So let's say LeBron all of a sudden wants to score more. Guess what? You can now give the ball to Ben Simmons, who can orchestrate the offense, and he can do his thing. And now LeBron can, I want to do some stretches where I just want to score because he wants to chase that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He still wants that. So if he wants to be able to do that, you got a guy who can run the floor. On top of that, Freddie, what's the main problem with this Lakers team? I'll answer for you. Defense. And Ben Simmons is a premier defensive player who can consistently guard the 1 through 5. So it's like, yeah, you're losing shooting. I understand that. But look at what
you're gaining
You're gaining so much more that it's almost like, we might have to consider it. Like, and on top of that, when you bring in Ben Simmons, guess what, bitch? There's no pressure. He doesn't have to. You don't have to be there.
There is a lot of pressure. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna continue to speak. You can go ahead and be mad. You can poop all you want. I'm gonna continue to speak because it's a conversation between me and Bishop. I'm talking to my guy right now. Feel me, Freddie?
I interjected. There is a lot of pressure when you come to LA. Don't you think Russ under a lot of pressure right now, Pride? I'm sorry, I forgot. Boston had been a lot of pressure in years.
That's it. He only needs to be the third guy. And that big three, he just needs to be that third guy. And frankly, before they blame him, they'll blame Bron and they'll probably blame AD. Like they'll go. So my thing is, if you put him in that big three,
that's not true at all.
15 a game, which frankly will be
that's not true, Pride.
Because he's going to be that third guy.
Pride, that's not true.
The offense, he can defensively help them out and make sure that it cuts down on the turnovers. The only thing you can say no about this is the fact that Ben Simmons isn't a shooter.
That's not true.
Against that. Outside of that, when it comes to
that's not true.
When it comes to defense, when it comes to not only assist, but
like he can't hear me now.
And give that's not true. At the end of the day, Ben Simmons gives you all that. And like I said, bitch, the only knock on it is that he can't shoot. Or I would say he won't shoot because every offseason we be seeing him light it up like no one has ever lit it up before.
Right.
So maybe it's that he
Bishop, since we doing this now, since me and Pride can't have a conversation, because I'm educating him, since I'm educating him, since I can't talk to him, since I'm educating him, I'm gonna talk to you, Bishop.
You can't educate me, Bishop. You're still in school. How can you educate me?
Bishop, we can't talk to you like that, Bishop.
Pride, you didn't let Freddie get all up underneath you and call me out. I ain't saying nothing.
No, I'm not calling you out. No, bitch. I'm not calling
you said Bishop?
The thing is, Bishop, I'm talking to Bishop. I'm not calling you out. I'm just talking to Bishop.
Hey, Bishop, let me talk to you. Since I'm educated to the point, where he can't even have a conversation with me because I'm educated. He don't want to receive the lesson, but that's okay. He'll fail the class. But Bishop, let me ask you a question.
Bishop, here comes the Freddie facts. Watch,
Let me ask you a question, Bishop. He said something. This Lakers team lose right now. Who's getting the blame right now?
If the Lakers lose what? What do you mean lose what? The next game?
They don't make the championship or lose whatever. Who they gonna blame right now?
The coach.
No, they're not gonna blame the coach. They're gonna blame Russ. They're gonna say because you can't fit in.
That, Freddie.
Because they already are.
Bishop, they just
already
are. And they blame him for not playing. What are you talking about? They just blew the lead and they blame LeBron for not playing.
The media's already blaming Russ. He can't shoot. He's not a fit. He does too much. He tried too much.
But didn't he have a triple-double versus KC?
Quadruple-double, I think.
But he had 10 turnovers. But they want to blame him. See, but like he said, he gets Simmons, they're not going to blame. Yes, they are. Because if you have no heart now, you can't teach heart. He'll never have heart.
Again,
you just left Freddie class. I hope you learned something.
And again,
you got an F right now. You can raise your grade.
Hold on. So what you're saying, Freddie, you feel like Russell Westbrook don't have any heart? Is what you're
saying?
I said Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons. No, Russ got a lot of heart.
And Bishop, here's my retort to that. Guess what? Is a team being built around Ben Simmons?
Yes.
Right now, no.
They have been the last couple of years.
No, I'm talking about if he goes to the Lakers. If he goes to the Lakers, would the team be built around him?
Yeah.
Would the team be built around? It'll be like the third guy, right?
Who's gonna be built around? AD?
This team is for AD and LeBron right now.
AD and Bron.
You gotta get Bron out of there because Bron is on his last legs, man.
But I'm talking about as of right now.
What last leg is he on? What has he shown you to be on his last leg though?
He can't, bro. He ain't even playing like LeBron.
But is it because of him? A man? Did you see how the injury happened? A dude went up for the rebound and fell on his ankle. It's not because he's a soft tissue.
And on top of that, Bishop, when Bron right now is just trying to be cautious. Because remember, LeBron
is what, 37, 36?
37, 38 in December, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. This man doesn't have much longer, bro.
Right.
They're not building. You're not going to have you. There's no reason to build around LeBron when LeBron doesn't have that much more time.
No, but here's where I retort. But Bishop, this is where I retort to that. I would agree with you if the Lakers were like, we're going to be a championship team in like 2-3 years. They're in win now mode. So if they're in win now mode and LeBron is here now and he's still performing at a great level now, they have to build around him. They have to.
So you basically telling me you feel as though they'll build around him now, but what about your future? So you saying there? So right now you thinking the Lakers franchise?
The Lakers, when we traded for Anthony Davis, we didn't care about our future right then and there. We was in win mode right now.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like that's why it would be they would be building around AD, not necessarily LeBron.
All right, fine. Regardless if you want to say it's for AD or Bron, regardless, at the end of the day, it still validates my point. They're not going to build it around Ben Simmons.
Don't validate your point. Don't validate your point. We ain't gonna trade for bums. We not gonna do that.
You feel like hold on, Freddie. You feel like Ben Simmons a bum?
No. That's a casual take.
Even though you do your face like this, that don't make you right. That don't make you right.
Ben Simmons is a good.
You feel like he's a bum, Freddie? You feel like Ben Simmons a bum?
What makes him a bum is his mindset. He's a soft mindset, a soft-minded player. Philadelphia, he can if he can't take Philadelphia, what do you think he'll take LA? Oh heck no.
And see, again, Bishop, this is what I mean by casual. This is what I mean by casual, right? In Philly, it was him and Embiid. When you go to LA, you're not.
Tobias Harris, Danny Green, Seth Curry. He had a wide open dunk against Trae Young. A wide open dunk against Trae Young, and he passed the ball. He's a bum.
Because when you go to Philly, it was a big two. It was like we're gonna build this team around these two guys.
They had a third option, Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris was third option.
Bishop, I'm hoping you can hear me, Bishop.
So I can hear you, but why aren't you counting Harris? Let me ask you that. Why aren't you counting Harris?
Because he haven't been taught yet.
Like listen, no one really counted Tobias Harris like that. They're mostly considered him as like okay, sure, he could be the third, but we're building around these two guys. That's how it's always been, not only been portrayed, but the organization themselves.
Well, of course, we're not building around Russ. What are you talking about?
You have no idea what you're talking about, Freddie.
God, you have no idea what you're talking about.
No, you don't, because
you said we're not building around Tobias Harris. The Lakers not building around Russ. They're building around AD and LeBron. What are you talking about? You're confused.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
So let's end the show, and me and you, we can do a class, and I can teach you some knowledge.
Freddie, how are you going to give me a class when your average grade is
you're failing the class right now,
Freddie,
bro.
you have an F-. You're still not averaging F-.
You want an F-. I'm the teacher, you the student.
I'm put this way.
So the teacher ain't getting a grade.
I'm giving him a grade and he's failing.
Look, Bishop, I'm going to end it with this, Bishop.
Okay.
Regardless if Ben Simmons is not a shooter, I get that. Mm-hmm. He brings more to the table that you need to consider. He's going to be the third guy, so frankly, there's really no pressure on him to go out and be your Ben. We need you to step up. Philly, they need him to step up and be like, yo, we need you to be like 20, 25 points per game. Please. He will
never in his career do that. Never.
He's averaging 15 now with a jump shot. You told me he can't average 20.
You didn't say 20. You said 25. You said 25. You keep the same number in your mind.
Before I was so rudely interrupted.
Don't move the goal. You said 25.
I said 20 to 25. At the end of when we finish here, we can run it back.
Bishop, what did he say? What did he say, Bishop?
I thought he said 20 to 25.
Thank you. So again,
he don't mention no 25.
But see, now he reaching. Anyway,
no, you reaching. You reaching.
He gives a lot of what they need right now.
No, he does not.
The shooting.
We need heart. He don't give us that.
At the end of the day, he brings everything else. He brings a floor general. He brings a guy with low turnovers. Decent, pretty much good.
No spacing.
I like a guy like that. And at the end of the day, I think that's something they should consider. And for all the casuals screaming about spacing, Russ can't shoot.
But guess what? He can't shoot. But he's attempting. He's attempting it though. That's the thing. He can't shoot it, but he do it.
He's breaking them. So guess what? They're not playing defense on him. They're playing off of him, which is what they would do to Ben Simmons. So to pretend that, oh my God, Russ here, they're daring him to shoot. And even then, if he can't shoot,
Ben Simmons don't even attempt the shot. At least I know with Russ, he's not afraid to take the shot.
Bishop, you're right.
He's not a weak-minded individual like Russ.
They play
How'd you wrong about this?
They're playing the same way.
Pride, you're wrong about this.
They play the same way. And
If that's the case,
you can
Pride, if that's the case, Russ is a better player. If that's the case, if you say they play the same, Russ is better than Ben Simmons.
Do you agree with that, Pride?
Negative. I think right
that's
now.
Why he fell in the grade.
So.
That's why he fell in the class.
I don't think so.
Well, how can you not think? We haven't seen Ben Simmons this year.
Why not?
I'm explaining right now, Bishop. Right now, if I ask you who's a better floor general, who's better, Russ or Ben Simmons?
I'm gonna say both the same.
I'm gonna say Ben Simmons.
They about.
I'm gonna say Ben Simmons. I'm gonna give Ben Simmons the edge.
They about the same.
Okay.
See what's wrong with Pride is he see all these fancy passes and all that stuff, and that's what persuades his mindset. That's what he gets up with.
That's the problem. But as I was saying, what else? Defensively, who's better? I think it's Ben Simmons. It is not even a guy who guards 1 through 5.
Ben Simmons.
Who's got a better IQ? I say Ben Simmons. And the reason I say that is because it's the same Russ who 18 seconds up in the shot clock will shoot up a 3, up double digits. And this is the same, you know what I'm saying?
I would say Russ.
So stuff like that. On top of that, some of the turnovers he has are turnovers that frankly should not be happening because he's trying to force the ball. Do very ill-advised passes.
But he's still getting double digits in assists.
I understand that, but at what cost?
And double-digit rebound.
At what cost? At what cost?
I got you with at the cost of 10 turnovers. Got you.
That's what I'm saying. So if I can get a guy, instead of 10, drop down to 7 assists, and instead of getting 10 turnovers, 2 to 3, me personally, I'm gonna take that all day, every day. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take that because at the end of the day, I'm sacrificing 3 assists and I'm losing about 8. Ben Simmons doesn't lead the league in turnovers.
Do you know this? I'm gonna tell you a stat that you might
has been one of the leaders for 5-6 years now. He's been on the.
Oh, here you go, bring that Skip Bayless stuff here.
He's been there. So my thing is, if this whole thing where Ben Simmons comes in, he fixes a lot of the holes, and like I said, the shooting thing is obviously the only really outlier. Ben Simmons shoots 33% from the floor. Everyone's looking at him from the 3. Everyone's looking at this man completely different.
Do you know this? Ben Simmons. Do you know this? Ben Simmons is considered a power forward.
Have a solid jump shot. It doesn't have to be great.
Does it take you forever to tell a story all the time? He doesn't have to shoot on par with Clay. He doesn't have to be on par with Luka or Dame Lillard. He doesn't have to be on par with them. He just needs something. And if he just has something, we're looking at this guy completely different. So to call Ben Simmons a bum or something like that just shows me you don't know what you're talking about. He is a bum. He's a weak-minded individual. You look at Ben Simmons. When you look at Ben Simmons. No, I do. Now zip it. I do. Now you look at Ben Simmons, who's more of a power forward. He's never averaged double digits rebounds. Russ after 5 years in his career averaged double digit rebounds.
But at what
5 times in his career. So I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear nothing of that.
Because listen,
what call what you do with Ben Simmons when he want to pass the ball instead of dunking right over Trae Young? That's what calls.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Congratulations, he's getting you 10 assists. Now go look at the turnovers. That has to matter.
Ben Simmons turned the ball over as well too.
Not as much as Russ. And if you say
he's still turning it over.
Not as bad as Russ. Bishop, what did I say? I am
just as much as Russ. Just as much as Russ. He's still here.
3 turnovers. Did I not say that? Did I not say that?
No, it's more than 2 to 3 turnovers. More than 2 to 3 turnovers.
All right, how many does he average?
Don't sit there and say, oh, just 2 or 3 turnovers.
We'll play this game. Wait for me. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Because it's just insane for you to pretend out here that Russell Westbrook is careful with the ball. Is the most.
I didn't say he wasn't.
Thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Did I say he wasn't?
It's wild, bro. No.
It's wild that you think a guy who's weak-minded individual, who's soft, who his teammates can't criticize, and you think that's okay. Stop it. Get out of here.
Again, Bishop goes over his head because this is the same dude who said, how does LeBron James do teammates? He coddles them. He talks nice to them. So again, clean over his head, Bishop.
Everybody not gonna be nice though in LA. LeBron ain't gonna be the only person there. That's gonna be soft. We ain't no soft-minded team.
I don't know who got a worse mental lapse. Freddie right now or AJ Green last night on that last pass? I don't know who had a bigger mental last, bro. But I'm telling you right now, it's wild, bro. I'm telling you.
But see, this is the thing, right? With Ben Simmons, right? For 4 years, man, from 17 to 20, man. This is what I'm getting with you, Pride. Ben Simmons ain't even averaging 20 points a game. Whereas Russell
not even
20 points
no,
a game.
It was 15. Right now, he's a 15-point per game
15,
player.
yeah.
Which, frankly, is perfect for a third guy in the big three because in any big three, big three, guess what? That third guy is always going to have to sacrifice. If you look at Boston, Ray Allen had to sacrifice. He had to, and you know what I mean? He had to give a little bit up because KG came in, he was like, I'm going to be that guy, and it was Paul Pierce's team. So Ray Allen had to give something up. If you want to talk about LeBron, when he went over to Miami, Chris Bosh had to give up. When he went back to Cleveland, Kevin Love had to give up. So this whole big three thing, the third guy is going to have to give up. It's perfect because Ben Simmons is a guy who's just like, look, I'm good with my stats now. And his stats are good for like the third guy in a big three.
But when it comes to a big moment, we need him to dunk. Can we depend on him dunking? Are we going to wait, or is he going to be afraid to dunk and he be under a Chris Paul? Huh? How do we know that's not going to happen? How we know that's not going to happen? We don't want weak-minded. You can send a weak-minded individual to Boston. We don't want that in L.A.
It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. You say
I know because I'm the GOAT. I know I'm amazing.
No, because you make no sense. You say
I'm the GOAT. I'm amazing. You just said.
And you cheering on him with oversized pom poms every other day. You need to make up your mind. Either weak individuals are not allowed or they are. Because for some reason you
when have I ever praised Ben Simmons?
And it passes for him.
When have I ever praised Ben Simmons? When have I ever praised Ben Simmons? Tell me when.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Exactly. You can't.
See, Bishop, he's changing it.
Exactly. Did you just say
because you said for Ben Simmons, you said he's a weak-minded individual. But the thing is, you say the same thing for Braun, and then you still cheer for him with pom-poms. There's no correlation.
No, I don't cheer for Braun pom-poms.
You can't sit there and say LeBron is weak-minded because he's a quitter. By your word.
I never said that he was weak-minded. I said he had no heart. There is a difference.
You said the same thing about Ben Simmons.
No, I said Ben Simmons is weak-minded.
No.
I said LeBron James had no heart. If you go correct me, I'm correct yet again.
You have no idea what you're talking about. It's just insane to me.
Hey, when it get to schooling on these measures, you're not going to beat me, bro.
Anybody. That's the sad part about it.
I am schooling you, and you failing.
No, you're not, because at the end of the day, like you're making.
Go watch the footage.
No, but
footage don't lie.
Yes, I understand that, but here's the thing: you're telling me that, but the part that you're missing, they're playing Russell Westbrook defensively the same way they would play Ben Simmons. Russ cannot shoot, and you're saying, "Oh, well,"
but he's attempting.
But here's the thing: they're playing him the same way they'll play Ben Simmons.
No, it'd be worse. It'd be worse.
Guess what? That's empty possession.
No, it'd be worse.
And this is.
It'd be worse. Then you talking about two dudes clogging up the paint for AD and Ben Simmons? Stop it.
I don't know. You can't say that at all.
You're just talking very delusional like you always do. You're talking very delusional like you always do, Pride.
What's the conversation? What's the conversation?
I'm trying to educate this dude. He being delusional like always.
You're not educating nothing.
I am. He fell in the class right now, too.
If 40 games in, it's not working. Should they trade Russ, right? I said one person they should look at is Ben Simmons, right? Because my thing is
exactly, Trey. That's what I did. That's the same thing I made.
Do whatever y'all want.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm not listening to my brother because Freddie's going to keep talking and he's going to say literally stupid stuff. That's all he's been saying the whole time. He's not making any sense whatsoever.
I should have took a picture.
Here's my thing, Trey. You're losing and shooting, and I think we can all agree on that, right? If you were to trade Russ, and again, what you're losing really isn't that much because Russ is not a shooter, and again, everyone knows this. And for you to sit there and pretend that he's a shooter, I don't.
I never did say that. I said he's not afraid of the moment. That's what I said.
I'm talking about in general. In general, if you want to pretend Russ is a shooter, you're out of your mind.
Did I say that? Did I say that?
Okay, let me ask you this, Pride. Would you want to give it, like he said, Russ is definitely not afraid of a moment. True enough, you're gonna lose. There's no loss in shooting or anything like that. So for the most part, the only thing that that Ben will provide is he has a definitely defensive prowess. But you don't. But you guys. So tell me if you agree with me or not. You're kind of like bringing in LeBron 2.0 without. Well, I'm saying not from that side, but
the way
a big point guard, basically. That's what you're bringing to the table with a little more defense. Or do you want to trade? Do you want to trade that for that, or do you want to have, like he said, Russ is not afraid of a moment, even if he finna let that joint go and shoot it and
here's
break a shot.
I traded for a shooter. That's what they need.
I didn't know your name was Clyde. I didn't know we had the same name, Freddie. Okay, so here's my rebuttal to that.
No, we can never, because you that make you the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. You the student.
Listen, bro. You can keep that. You can keep that garbage of all time. You can keep
I
that.
know.
But I'm gonna put it out this way. Russ, I understand you guys saying Russ isn't afraid of the moment, right? But the thing is, defensively, in terms of the 3-point line, they play him the same way they would play Ben Simmons. Everyone knows Russ is not a good 3-point shooter, so they're kind of just sagging off and daring him to shoot. They would play Ben the same way. Now, here's the difference. You get Ben Simmons, and I was alluding to this earlier, LeBron wants to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar all points and score, like all-time points, right?
He cares more about that chip.
Oh my God! Why? Why can I not finish? As I was saying, so rudely interrupted for about the 73rd time.
It's not the 73rd time.
This man wants if you tell him Bron score, he'll score. Okay. When he wants to do that, you now have a facilitator in Ben Simmons, who can facilitate the. Look,
I didn't say that. He did it. He did this.
Y'all make no sense. No, y'all make no sense. Yeah, bro. I want Ross because he'll shoot it. He'll shoot it and break it.
So
at this point, you guys are giving the opponent like more opportunities. That just makes no sense.
But I'm just what I'm saying is,
hold on. And you heard me here say first, Bishop. Keep Russ, get bounced in the first round. Watch how quick they'll flip on him. Watch how quick they'll flip on him. Talk about we should have never gotten much. That's what they all do. I'm telling you. And when they say that, Bishop, I'm gonna be right here. Matter of fact, listen. Just for that night, when it happens,
you gonna be there that morning for the sitter, ready to go.
And I ain't even gonna say a word. I'm gonna be
all
right
that
here.
smoke. You gonna be there for all that smoke,
Hey Bishop, but you know what else, Bishop? Check this out. You know what? This is another thing. This is another thing that Pride don't factor in. You bring in Ben Simmons. You can't play him at point while you have LeBron and AD in there with us. You can't play him at the point.
AD at the 5.
You put him at the 4, and then you have two power forwards clogging up the paint where Anthony Davis can't do his thing. Stop it. The best, if you're gonna trade Westbrook, the best thing is to trade him for Buddy Hield or some elite 3-point shooter. Stop it, Pride. Stop it. You let your pride get in the way of your emotion.
But again, here's the point that's going to clear over his head. He just said their biggest problem was defense. You're getting Ben Simmons is a great defensive player. Now all of a sudden you're trying to nitpick to find reasons he won't fit.
But you can't put him on the court with AD at the same. No.
The only way he's not really going to fit is because he really can't shoot. That's the only problem.
But who's the Lakers shooter perimeter shooter right now? Who does their 3-point shooter?
We do it as a group right now.
As a committee.
So then if you bring in Benny Bovada, you're still doing it as a group. I hate it here.
You bring in Ben Simmons and fix it. I can do the same thing. I can do the same thing.
Y'all are so petty. Y'all are clowns.
I can do the same thing. You bring in a Ben Simmons and a Buddy Hield, it changes everything.
No, it doesn't.
It do.
Why? Why, Freddie? Why does it change everything?
Hold on. I was told if
you bring it, buddy, it changes the spacing, bro. Just think that gives Anthony Davis to do whatever he want to do. LeBron can do what he want to do. But you bringing a Ben Simmons and take away from the spacing.
I thought y'all said that was wrong. Was the same thing with Russell being there. The spacing.
No, you asked the question. No, you asked the question. Where did our 3-point shooter come from now?
So check this out.
This is what they're doing, right? This is what they're doing.
All right, go ahead.
Spacing is an issue. We can't have him here. Oh, but Russ can't shoot either. So spacing is the Lakers' biggest problem.
I don't talk to myself first of all. I don't talk to myself first of all.
Spacing, we don't get the spacing that we want with Russ, right? But what you do get is a man that can go get it and penetrate. Like he's not a shooter. But if you bring in a Ben Simmons, we already know what it is. Like you can leave him out there. So that's the difference.
Hold on, Trey. What is it? If you bring in Ben Simmons, what is it? What you know? What
he's not shooting. At least when you know with Russ, it's a possibility that he's gonna let it go. Ben ain't letting it go.
Preach, brother.
He might break it. He might. He has more of a probability of making it than Ben Simmons does because he's going to let it go.
But here's my problem.
Preach, brother.
But here's my problem with that, Trey. You can't say spacing is going to be an issue because they're going to play defensively. They're going to play Ben Simmons the exact same way.
No, they're not. It's going to be worse. They know Ben's not going to attempt it. They know Ben's not going to attempt it.
They're going to.
They know Ben's not going to attempt it.
There's
Well,
a
hold
whole
on, but let me
half
ask
of
you
the ball you guys are ignoring. It's
But
not
let me
just
ask you this.
offense. You said their biggest problem was defense. Ben Simmons fixes that, and all of a sudden defense now doesn't matter.
So let me ask you this though. So okay, I hear what y'all saying in regards to Ben Simmons, and he's not going to take the attempt of a 3-pointer because he doesn't feel comfortable in his 3 or whatever. However, but just hypothetically speaking, y'all bring in Ben Simmons to the Lakers. With the dynamic in which y'all have with KD, y'all got Bron and all that. Y'all don't feel as though it's a possibility that Ben Simmons may, as they begin to gel, find confidence in his shot because of the fact that now he doesn't necessarily have to be in.
It's not gonna happen. We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen it
because he's
yet.
not in a team that's like that. But I'm saying because of the dynamic that y'all have in the Lakers,
It's not even about that him knocking down the shot. It's about him attempting the shot.
right? Listen, what I'm
That's
saying.
the
this
difference.
But this is what I'm saying.
I can look like that too, Pride.
This is what I'm saying. When he does, though, if he was to come in and say, because of the fact y'all got AD and LeBron who can penetrate, who can do all the stuff in the baseline down in the paint, now if they was able to kick it out to Ben Simmons where he could possibly take that shot, then maybe he could take.
Thank you, Coach Dante. That's I'm trying to
Again,
teach
Russell
old
Westbrook
Pride
is
up
the
here,
same type of
but he don't want to
The only
listen.
thing Russell
He
Westbrook is
daydreaming
not
in
afraid to
class.
shoot, and he's
again.
not afraid of moments. Simmons is a great defender. Simmons is not going to shoot, and the offense will be worse.
Just like
way worse.
Just like we discussed last night, we already know Russ is not. He's gonna go get it, and that's hence one of the reasons why he's there, a superstar that's there to go with the other two. Yeah, he's not going to sit up and knock down the shot. He's not going to give you the best of spacing or whatever case like that. But with Russ, you don't need spacing because he's going to create his own shot anyway. At the end of the day. You muted Pride.
Hey, Pride, he sound real good
Pride,
like
you
that. That's why I'm like quiet and muted. You should keep you sound good.
The thing is, I got so mad. I was pushing up so much. I was
You get mad because I'm the teacher and I'm educating you? That's why you get mad? Okay. My job is complete.
Like, my thing is, you're sacrificing, and this is the point that no one's really addressing, that I'm begging someone to address. Sure, you're losing in spacing. What about everything else Ben Simmons brings that, frankly, is
I hear you. I hear you, Brian.
Yes, he brings more defense, but we get weaker on the offensive end.
Trey, I'm talking to you because you're a nice guy, right? I'm hoping we can get our relationship back on the right track. You feel me? Let me holler at you.
I'm not a nice guy because I'm teaching my brother. I'm going to help my brother get smart when it's talking sports. I'm not a smart guy. Okay, I guess.
Let me ask you a question, Trey.
Okay.
Would you rather have a guy with 10 assists who more than likely is going to give you 6-7 turnovers with a defense that's already spotty, or have a guy who will probably give you 7, like 6 to 7, probably 2 or 3 turnovers? Which one would you rather have?
That's a bad question.
Yeah, it is. So
how's it back?
So if you put up
Bishop,
a screen,
don't matter.
If you put up a screen that says this, that, like, because we know who we're talking about here. So in this case, this is me unbiased. At this point, I would want Russ specifically for what he brings to the table. Like that's like because what it is only Ben Simmons is only one person. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the account of
Russell is only one person. What do you mean?
Yes, he is, but that Russ is one person, true enough, but points matter when you talk about. So, you know what I'm saying? Shutting down, Ben is one person. He can't shut down 5 people, but Russ can score one shot and sit up and have the lead over 5, the whole team. You get what I'm saying? So it makes
No, I don't.
You missed.
So let me take it home. Let me take it home real quick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you this.
Help me understand that.
No, listen, I'm talking. Bishop, I'm gonna talk to you because obviously Mr. Pride up there don't like it when I educate him. He don't want to talk to me because I'm beating him in this debate. So let's call a spade a spade.
Okay.
A spade. But listen here, Bishop. You talking about the difference? Okay, let's talk about what Ben Simmons on the court. Yes, he brings elite defense. Yes, Yes, he brings size. He brings physical nature to the Lakers. I agree 100%. But guess what? You got to take somebody off the court where it takes away from my shooting. You can't have Anthony Davis and Ben Simmons together. That's not going to work. That's clogging up the paint for Anthony Davis. You need another scorer, another shooter on the court with him to make that work. See, when you put Ben Simmons on the three-point line, guess what? Nobody's going to go even try to guard him. Nobody's even going to go look at him because they know he's not going to attempt the shot. You put Westbrook there, he's going to at least attempt the shot. That is the difference between.
But you don't think
trade Russ.
But you don't think, Freddie, that him coming into the Lakers and him getting around LeBron and him.
No, it's like Maya Angelou say. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. This is who Ben Simmons is. This is who he is.
But here's the thing. When they get
who are you talking to this time? Who are you talking to this time?
Anybody but you.
You talking to the ghosting room, or are you talking to me?
I'm talking to anybody but you. I'll talk to myself. I don't mind that. No one listen to me. I'm talking to anybody but Freddie. I don't care. Matter of fact, Freddie, go home. Go home. Here's my thing with that, right? My whole thing is you just said the shooting as a group. It comes from a group.
You can't get them all there if you have two non-shooters. You have AD and Ben Simmons in there, and if you have Bron in there, where the shooter's going to be? And Rondo's probably going to be the point guard. So where the shooting going to be at? Where is the shooting going to be at? Tell me.
Give him a jump
you
shot.
Don't know.
You don't know because again, he has had to develop a jump shot, and he hasn't. If there's, like I said, if there's one guy who can get Ben Simmons to shoot, it'll be LeBron. So
and that's where I was coming from. That's where I was going.
I'm not going to rely on that if whatsoever. I'm not going to rely on that if whatsoever because at the end of the day, we don't really know. Because I'm saying Ben Simmons as he is, no, not shooting or whatever, on the Lakers. You guys keep saying, "Oh yeah, they give him room," and he don't want, but he'll still drive. And when he drives, he can finish at a very effective rate.
Pride, you should start up a comedy, Sugar. What you saying is very funny to me right now.
The guy's averaging 13 points a game, and if I'm not mistaken, that's 3 All-Stars in a All-Star selections had in a row. So to act as if, oh yeah, Ben Simmons being here is going to be a problem, I personally, I don't think it's as big because like I said, the big issue, yes, is going to be the spacing. I understand that.
And you know what else we lose? We lose a dog. Russell Westbrook is a dog. He's not afraid to dive on the floor. He's not afraid to do the dirty work. Ben Simmons is. He's a soft-minded individual. He's a soft-minded individual.
So keep in mind
that he's a dog, and I'm telling you, yeah, outside of the shooting, he fits because he can still orchestrate because when he's there, he's not going to be the big three.
Why do we have LeBron James then? If this is the case, we don't need LeBron. If this is the case, we don't need LeBron.
So LeBron can't score? Look,
he's not no proven scorer. LeBron is an all-around guy. Get his teammates involved, then he attack. Stop it. Stop it.
You know what I'm talking about. You don't
know what you're talking about. You must have watched LeBron James.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
I thought LeBron James was his dude.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
I thought LeBron James was Pride's dude, though.
He is my dude. He is.
Honestly, you haven't watched him.
He is my
honestly, have not watched him.
LeBron James.
Honestly, he have not watched LeBron James to know he is successful when he have a three-point shooter in the corner where he can set up the offense. He must have watched LeBron James. He must have watched LeBron get saved by Ray Allen. He must have watched LeBron get saved by Kyrie Irving. So who's going to save him on this Lakers team now? Who's going to save him on this Lakers team right now? I guess nobody.
If you're going to trade Russell Westbrook, you should consider would be a Ben Simmons. Because again, he brings
Ben Simmons can't save LeBron. He can't save LeBron. He can't save LeBron, Prod. What are you talking about? So what are you talking about? You don't know basketball.
So if you pay attention,
that's a hot take.
Okay, PK, check this out. So if you pay attention, just like we was talking about, right? Remember one of the questions you asked on last night's show, what we was talking about Pride, where you said talking about the organizations that are best ran. So what we understand is the Lakers try to keep it basically a system going. So in that being said, that is when I would see like a Ben Simmons to like LeBron's on his way out the door. They need to retool. That's when a Ben Simmons is. That's when it'd be sensible to have a Ben Simmons to come to LA. But to only at that point to replace LeBron because he's let it start going out. That's the only way. That's how they continue to retool
his deal. So when LeBron starts slowing down and he's not going to be the ball handler,
he don't help us right now. You must haven't watched LeBron James play basketball. He needed Ray Allen to save him. He needed Kyrie Irving to save him. But what do they do best?
You don't know what you're talking about.
So he didn't need those guys to save him? He didn't need them guys to save him. Rod, yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah.
No, because
you haven't watched basketball. You know what? You haven't watched basketball at all.
If LeBron had not done the block, the shot would have been negated because then they would have scored and then needed another bucket.
So you have not watched basketball.
Pinnacle. And on top of Ray Allen,
LeBron didn't take the three. LeBron didn't take the three. It was Ray Allen. It was Kyrie Irving.
LeBron James single-handedly scored like what was it, 18 points straight?
What about closing the deal? What about closing the deal?
When we won the championship, did we have shooting? The last championship. Who?
No.
KCP. Please don't say that. Who?
No, we didn't.
We didn't have any shooting. We didn't have any shooting. That's the last. That's
the last two championship teams didn't have shooting really. Two of the worst 3-point shooting in finals history.
What do you mean the last two?
The Bucks and the Lakers in the bubble.
I forgot about the Bucks.
Go do your research. Go do your research.
So the reason I say that, but what we know, definitely what we know is if you look back over history, continuously there's always been shooters on these on NBA champion teams going back from. Well, you can have anyone. Jordan with the Paxsons, the Kerrs for the San Antonio. It's just been what it is.
But LeBron fit best with them.
Yeah, a lot of people
because they save him in the clutch moments. Don't be afraid to say that, Trey. Don't be afraid because he was saved time after time after time.
But that's what I'm saying. Even Jordan was saved at one point. You know what I'm saying? Kobe was saved at one point.
Yes, but LeBron gets saved a lot more because he can't close the deal.
Yes, he can. But
when have he ever closed the deal in the finals? Tell me when.
So just because he's not a closer,
I'll wait. You're not telling me when. You're not telling me when.
Okay, so when's the last time Russ closed a game in the finals? When's the last time Russ closed a game in the finals? All right,
Russ hasn't been to the finals. Tell me when LeBron have closed the deal in the finals.
Russ has been to the finals. They got taken out.
Did he close the deal? Did he close the deal?
You can't answer the question. Answer the question.
I'm saying he never closed the deal.
LeBron never closed the deal in the finals neither. He needed Ray Allen. He needed Kyrie. He needed AD. He can't do it by himself.
And y'all want to kill him for that one missed shot? Smoking pure herbs. And on top of that, you act like it was the game. Bro, there was still another game after that. That LeBron came out and dominated. But again, let you tell the story. Ray Allen saved his career. Let you tell the story.
Ray Allen and Kyrie Irving, because guess what? Bron wasn't taking those shots. He showed because he was afraid of the moment.
So let me ask you a question. When's the last time you didn't repeat something Skip Bayless said on TV?
When was the last time you watched Bron play?
When
was the last time Bron played?
That's all you're doing.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I thought. Case closed.
It's interesting. LeBron James is the only man in the history of the NBA who is not allowed to rely on his teammates. I'm told that. I'm talking to Bishop. I'm not talking to Freddie. I'm talking to
Landon,
Bishop.
I'm not hating on Bron. I think Bron is a great player, but he can't close the deal.
I don't know if you're with me on this one, but I know I'm talking to Bishop here.
This is a man that thinks Kobe Bryant is overrated, though. What can I expect?
Okay, and again, run it back. Again, run it back. Where did I have him all the time? All right, so stop talking.
You said he's overrated. It don't matter where you have him. You said he's overrated. Any person that says Kobe Bryant is overrated don't know basketball.
Is he top three?
Point blank period.
Is he top three?
In my eyes, yes.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. As I was saying,
no, you don't know what you're talking about. This LeBron has been saved multiple times.
Hold on.
Top three and what?
Hold on. Yeah,
top three what?
Yeah, hold on. That's what you're
talking about all time.
Who's your top three, Prod? I want to hear this. Yeah.
Bron, MJ, and Kareem. That's my three. That's my three.
Kareem not even the greatest Laker of all time.
That's blasphemy.
How's it blasphemy?
You said Kareem, LeBron, and MJ?
Yes. And that's not even a hot take. That's common sense at this point.
This is a dude that we sit up here arguing with.
Okay. I mean, everybody's right to their opinion. I disagree.
So who's your top 3 then? Who's your top 3?
My top 3 is it would be definitely MJ, Kobe.
Okay, done. Next, Trey, who's your top 3?
So why?
MJ,
So why do you?
Can I finish?
No, you cannot. Trey, who's your top 3?
Wow, I can't even finish.
No, you can't. Trey, who's your top 3?
MJ, Kobe.
Okay, done.
my God.
Freddie, who's your top 3?
MJ,
Done. Because you're gonna
MJ,
Kobe.
Like Kobe's not top 3. Me personally, I never understand the disrespect for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar before in my entire life. I've never understood.
It's not disrespect to him.
As long as he had, and he then went to Lakers.
I had Kareem number 3. You can't have LeBron top 3 when you have other men closing for you.
As if Kobe being Bryant is so much. That's absurd to me. Anyone who's got Kobe in the top 3, I'm just not
Michael
talking.
Jordan,
That's all-
Kobe.
I'm with Coach. Yeah, that's
I
what
like
I'm saying.
Coach and Kareem.
Yeah, that's what I agree with that.
No.
Michael Jordan, Kobe, and Kareem.
So why?
There's no way you can. The things that Kobe did coming
Why
out of
did-
high school is. Come on, bro.
So why is Kobe a dismissal for you, Pride? That's why.
And in terms of top 3,
Yes.
he's dismissal. Yes, he's not.
Why?
He was very turnover heavy, and on top of that, he was not. He was not efficient.
Oh, let me bring up the facts.
That's
Let me
just-
bring
I
up
don't know
the
what I'm
facts.
talking about.
Let me bring up the facts.
Go ahead,
No, we want to talk. We're gonna bring up
I don't
facts.
care. Look, at the end of the day,
You gotta care. You can't just speak reckless.
I'm talking for the people who understand basketball, right? Because here's the problem: people, when you hear Kobe, right, people get sentimental, right? Because everyone wants to remember the whole. And I'm not even just talking about his passing, right? I'm not even talking about that. People want to remember the good. Because listen, people see Shaq every day on NBA. Not every day, but every primetime game. Inside the NBA on TNT, right? And every time him and Charles
To correct you, Kobe Bryant only averaged 2.98 turnovers.
As I was saying,
I didn't want to correct you on something. I'm going to bring facts to the table. I just had to bring facts to the table. So carry the hell on.
My magnet here is starting to go out. I got to go get a new one.
Yeah, obviously, because obviously your glasses too. Because you ain't watching what we watching.
Freddie, you got glasses and you still got the wrong prescription. Because if you call him top 3 overall, you smoking herbs.
For you just sat up and said this man turned the ball over, but I just said he turned it over 2.98 a game.
So why is LeBron in there? So if LeBron, okay, why is LeBron? 2 questions. Why is LeBron in your top 3? And if it wasn't LeBron, because of course we're going to have a discussion about this. If it wasn't LeBron, who would replace LeBron? Who's your number 4?
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you talk. I want to hear this.
In terms of the number 4, there's a few guys you can put in there. Like for me, like outside the top 3, I've always felt like it's kind of a bit juggly, right? Because you can put Magic there, you can put Larry Bird in there. I mean, a lot of people put Bill Russell because of the championships, and I ain't gonna be mad at that. I think Bill Russell is. I'm gonna sound disrespectful. I think he's slightly overrated because of the rings. Because people say, "Oh my God, 11 chips," they immediately think that means success. But if I'm gonna say he was
not Will Chamberlain. He said he's overrated.
I'm gonna. Freddie. All right, go ahead. Pop up.
You didn't tell us why is Bron top 3. You didn't tell us that. I want to know that. That's what I want to know.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Talk.
You just sound so delusional right now. Just making me laugh.
I don't understand how delusional when Kobe Bryant is like he's inefficient. Like
how is he inefficient? Tell us that. Tell us how.
What's his field goal percentage?
45%, which is good at a shooting guard position.
No. See, and here's my favorite part when people say shooting guard position. Y'all say that you're trying to minimize it. He was the primary ball handler. After Shaq, he had the ball in his hands.
He had point guard.
Shooting guard position. He had the ball in his hands.
He had point guards.
But this is the thing, though.
Take into consideration at one point he had Smush Parker.
But Savvy, for real though. But by Google, that's what it says. He says Kobe Bryant was an American professional basketball player, a shooting guard.
I understand that, but at the same time, if you're just solely relying up. Yeah, he is. Like he if I'm not mistaken, he leads all time in missed shots. If that was anybody,
but guess what? When the moment rises, he ain't afraid. Like yo, dude, LeBron James.
You're doing something called hearing, and you're not listening. You're hearing to respond. You're not listening to that. Just what I'm saying.
You haven't told us why Bron is top 3. That's what Trayvon wants. You won't tell us that. You won't tell us that. Why won't you tell us that? Why he's top 3?
I'm trying to go through it, but every single time I do it, you keep talking.
You got to tell a story about somebody else. Tell us why Bron is top 3, please. That's what we waiting for.
What do you mean? What question are you asking? Because first it was why Kobe isn't.
He asked you why is LeBron in your top 3? That was literally his question.
You're asking 15 questions, and you can't remember.
Answer that question. Why is LeBron in your top 3? Answer it, please. I'm not gonna say a word. So you get quiet every time. Point exactly. This is why he don't know, because he won't answer the question.
No, but are you done? Are you done?
The floor is yours.
Are you sure?
Didn't I just say it?
You say that every time that 2 minutes later you open your mouth.
You still not talking.
I want to make sure that
you still not talking.
I'm gonna tell you something right now.
You just dribbling.
And I start dancing, and you get in the way. I'm gonna bump into you and fall, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep waltzing my way over you.
Well, let's go. Stop.
As I was saying, bro, so brutally interrupted. LeBron James is, for me personally, I believe he's the greatest player of all time. That's me. If you don't want to have him there, I believe if he's not in your top 3, I believe, frankly, you're being a little biased. LeBron James is one of the most prolific scorers in the history of the NBA. He's one of them. And to sit here and pretend like he's not is Freddie, again, you're the same guy who thinks Russ is going to be a difference maker and that, him taking the shot is a good thing.
Here you go, not answering the question yet again.
Was the floor mine? Still waltzing. You fell down. I'm stepping on you. Deal with it. So
you're running from the question yet again.
Interrupted. LeBron James, I believe, is one of the most prolific scorers in the history of the NBA. Right? He came in without a jump shot and he learned it. He came in, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever it is I can. He's top 10 in rebounds, assists, and steals. And when he finishes, he's probably gonna be the all-time leader in scoring. He's gonna be the only guy who, if I'm not mistaken, is gonna be top 5 in points, rebounds, and assists. If that doesn't matter, I don't know what to tell you. This is the LeBron James who's a very efficient LeBron James. This is LeBron who understands and can control the game, and he can dictate the pace. This is LeBron that when you give him the ball is a guy who will toy with people on the court because he has that ability, not only physically, but also mentally. He is one of, if not, in my opinion, he is the smartest player in the history of the game. And multiple people have said that. If you don't want to say that, again, Freddie, you can go ahead and laugh. Sound like a dehydrated hyena. But I believe if he's not the
where do you get this on TikTok?
One of the greatest minds in the history of the game. And you can easily tell just by watching him the way he can pick the game apart. These are just things that he can do. We're talking about a guy in LeBron James, 26. Like this is a guy who's like what, 27, 8, and 8? Like 20, but he's between 26, 28, and between, like, let's say on the low end, 25, 66. Let's go like that, right? This is a guy who, when you put him on the floor, not only can make the shot, I don't care what anybody said, he is clutch. I will give you, he doesn't have that killer mentality.
He's who?
Out. But just having that killer mentality,
you said he's clutch?
Doesn't necessarily mean that you're not clutch. There's different ways to be clutch. There's some guys who just kind of show up and they play and they shoot and that's it. Kobe and MJ were the dudes who would come out and say, I'm going to score on you. And Bron doesn't really say that. He goes and goes, okay, who's got that hand? All right, boom, I'm going to do that. And to knock him for making the right basketball play, I believe is unfair. I believe that's a testament to him. This is a guy who, like I said, he's continuously evolving. You put him anywhere he can fit. Like me personally, he does everything MJ can do, but better. I think the only thing you can probably say is like points per game, probably free throws.
So basically, Kobe. So basically, LeBron is the closest thing to Jordan, is what you're saying.
Not in terms of
no. He's saying better. He's
better.
So, yeah, that's
better.
I'm not saying in terms of place.
Oh, we got somebody else.
What's up, Coach?
What up? What up, guys?
Go ahead. Y'all pop off. Y'all do it.
Hey, well, hold on. Let me say this. And this is the one thing, Freddie. Pride that I dislike. One thing about LeBron. And there's difference between, which is a clear difference between Kobe and MJ, is the fact that LeBron is 6'9".
But that doesn't.
Hold on, listen.
Are we gonna fault him for that?
I'm not faulting him for that.
So then don't bring that up.
Yeah, I have to because.
All right, so then Kareem not top 3 either.
You see this? He don't want. See this. This is what Pride do.
Why?
He don't want you to talk when he talk, but when you talk, he don't. He wants to keep talking. Okay.
But I'm just saying. You're looking at a guy who was a small forward playing. I guess you could say playing the 2 and the 1 at times. But we're talking LeBron James is 6'9" compared to Kobe 6'6" and MJ Jordan being 6'6". Both of them guys are 6'6" to a 6'9" player. Now, for you to say that, like, when it's all said and done, I have yet, and up to this day, 2021, have yet to see a team have LeBron James rules because of how he plays. They had Jordan rules because of how well Michael Jordan played the game. When you make a whole NBA league
Rule.
have rules for one
Just to try to stop you. Just to try to stop you.
one person,
I'm glad you said that.
one person,
Pop off, King.
bro, that says that's a
Preach.
magnitude
Pop
of
off,
things.
King. Go ahead, pop off. Pop off.
Preach.
Pop off. Is it my
Come
turn?
on, man.
No, it ain't your time. We're gonna let Coach go.
man.
Coach,
Hold on.
Coach, give your
James
input.
Harden
Huh?
is officially a top 10 player all time because they just made that new rule for him.
Coach, give us your input.
I mean, everything the man said. The Jordan rule was made by Chuck Daly for the
Chuck
Detroit Pistons. If you don't know the Jordan rule, well, let me remind you about the Jordan rule. The Jordan rule was actually when Jordan comes to the paint, knock his ass out. Because
Period.
he was a phenom coming to the paint, and they know they couldn't stop him. He lost 3 years in a row to the Detroit Pistons.
Preach.
Scottie Pippen has not emerged yet. Michael Jordan was basically by himself. Michael Jordan was 21 years old, 1994-95, when he came in the league, was already the best player on his team. Soon as he jumped in the league. This is the toughest era of all time. He played the greatest defense of all time. Stop legends from winning the championship. Patrick Ewing. I feel bad for Patrick Ewing because every
Kevin
time
Durant got one.
he came,
Reggie
he
Miller.
had to play that man,
Reggie
Michael
Miller.
Jordan. He only beat Michael Jordan. He didn't even beat Michael Jordan. He beat Scottie Pippen. He didn't even beat Michael Jordan. He beat Scottie Pippen them in the playoffs. He didn't beat Michael Jordan.
Preach.
He never beat Michael Jordan in the playoffs. He made the game-winning shot against the Cavaliers. You remember that shot when he was waving his arm against the Cavaliers that he beat the Cavaliers in a game 5 against. He played Utah when he was sick. This man was sick, about to fall out, and he put about 40 on Utah. He stopped Karl Malone and John Stockton twice.
It wasn't the flu. He had food poisoning.
He had food poisoning, but he was sick. He was sick. He was sick and exhausted, and won that series. And plus, the very next year he comes back, cross up Russell, and finish the deal on that last championship. The man was the only
Coach,
player.
did you say to finish the deal?
He finished the deal. He closed the
We'll
deal.
never see Bron do that.
Close the deal.
We'll never see Bron do that.
Who do you know goes 2 straight three-peats? Who do you know that goes
Bron
2
never
straight
has.
three-peats?
Come back and does
Come
it.
back. He
Do
retired
it 3
for
times.
1 year and come back and do it
Bron
again.
never
3
did.
times.
3 times.
It's kind of funny how you guys are worshiping him for that, but if Braun were
No,
to
I mean,
quit, because that's what MJ did. The game got to hard and he quit. If Braun had quit, Freddie, you kill him for quitting on a play. MJ quit the league for 2 years and you worship the ground he walks
He
on.
quit
No
the league to go.
consistency
He
whatsoever.
quit. Hold on, Brian.
He played baseball.
He quit the
And plus
league
his
to
father
go play
passed.
baseball.
Plus his
He
father
went
died.
the league to go play baseball. He wanted to try a whole nother thing. He went to go play baseball. He wanted to try his edge at baseball. He found out he wasn't as good as baseball as he was basketball. Let me come back. And at that note, as I come back, let me go ahead and win 3 more for y'all. Let me do that for y'all. That's what he did. He wanted to try. He wanted to do something like Deion Sanders and like not Herschel Walker, but Bo Jackson. He wanted.
No, he quit because of the tragedy to his father. If you knew anything,
Right.
Game got too hard and he quit.
That wasn't a fact,
bro. Come on,
His
bro.
father-
He did not quit like that.
You said no matter what, quitting is quitting.
That's a different.
No, it don't matter. When something that personal come down, you best believe. If somebody in my family dies, you best believe I ain't gonna build ASAP for a while.
Hold on, Freddie. That wasn't somebody died. His dad got murdered.
His
Yeah,
dad got killed.
exactly.
Actually
You
killed.
don't understand the
Yeah,
consistency.
his dad got murdered. It's a whole difference, bro. That's a whole
The whole difference. You best believe if something happened to my family that close, you ain't gonna see me on ASAP. You best believe that.
That's not quitting. That's not. I don't
Exactly.
consider that
What your
quitting,
dude
bro.
LeBron do? He
got
quit
too hard
time
and
after
quit.
time.
And the difference between the quitting LeBron does and the quitting that you're claiming, the quitting that Michael Jordan, LeBron quits on the court. This man left.
You can't
left
say
the
that about
game.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Can't.
he
Michael
left the
Jordan
game.
don't quit on the court.
He left the game.
He left the game literally and came back and won 3 championships.
Which
And
brings me
really stopped Charles Barkley from winning a championship.
which brings
Say
back to
that.
what I was
It's
saying.
funny how
Gary Payton
Pride
and
didn't
Sean
bring
Phillips
up
died.
championship because he know his guy went to 10 of them. And how many did he lose? He lost 6 of them. I'll answer the question for you.
that's what brings back my point, in which I was saying is the closest person again to MJ is who?
No,
Bean.
Thank you.
No, it's
Bean.
not. No, it's not.
Man, this man
Bean.
played on a broken thumb in the final.
He tried to emulate. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Kobe Bryant had a different jump shot, and if Kobe Bryant didn't stick his tongue out, and if Kobe Bryant did not shrug his shoulders, no one will be comparing him to Mike. He replicated his game from Mike. That is what it is. So stop acting like, oh yeah, he's a good. No, the only reason people say that he's on the same level as Mike is because he copied him, he emulated him. He basically did everything that MJ did.
But guess what? There's a lot of people have tried, Pride. There's a lot of people that failed as well. There's a difference. There's a lot of people that tried, and there's a lot of people who's failed.
So even think about this, right? Check this out. How many people, current players, have you heard have went and they said before Kobe passed, they went to seek guidance from Kobe, not MJ, not LeBron. MJ who? Giannis.
Kobe.
Hold on, time out. First of all, MJ can't give guidance because he owns a team, and that's tampering. We already saw that with Magic, so that's one. Two.
I'm talking about even before then. Before he ain't always on the team.
The only player that he gave guidance to is Kobe. The only player.
You talking about how MJ gave guidance to Kobe? Or are you talking about how the current players are reaching out?
Players that reach out.
Again, current players who are reaching out, they can't go to MJ. He owns a team. So you can't go out because that's tampering. If you own a team, you can't compliment players.
This man got so much money, he ain't worried about getting fined.
He complimented Russ, and he got fined. So that shows they can't reach out. And in terms of Kobe, well, heck, you don't have to reach out to LeBron. LeBron reaches out himself. We've seen him reach out to all the young guys, to Trae Young. We've seen him reach out to Zion, to John Morant, to Luka Doncic. That's just what he did.
Reaching out is one thing, but going to the gym and working on the game is another.
You don't have to reach out to Bron because 9 times out of 10, he's going to reach out to you.
Reaching out is one thing, Pride, but what about going to the gym, working on the game, teaching you footwork or stuff like that? Kobe done that.
James Harden, Kyrie Irving. He's never worked with Devin Booker. He's never worked with Karl Anthony Towns. Those are just 5 guys. You tell me he never worked with them? Never.
I've never seen him in the gym.
Herbs, my guy.
I've never seen him take Jason Tatum into the gym. Fan. I've never seen him say, hey, Trae Young, let's go to the gym. Let me help you on this. I've never seen that a day in my life. And tell me when. I'll wait.
If Davis went to LA, he will work with Bron. But again, that's none of my
business. We all know why that was. He was recruiting AD from day one. We all know why that was. It is what you LeBron fans do. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I do know that this one thing. There's a lot of players that do get saved. Kobe got saved. Jordan got saved. But why have LeBron had to take it multiple times to get saved? Why can't LeBron close the deal on himself? Answer that. Why he got to depend on another teammate to close the deal?
If you want to say he did not take the last shot in certain instances, you can say that. That's fine. If you want to say, Kyrie Irving was clutch, he hit that clutch shot. I'll give you that. Ray Allen hit a clutch shot. I will give you that. The problem that we're having, you're ignoring the context. Yes, MJ got saved. And if you want to say, well, even then, I wouldn't even go that far and say MJ got saved. Because the thing is, MJ would have a good game, and then that one play, he would pass it. Kobe had sometimes got saved because he'll have a horrible game, and then he'll pass it. That's what I'm saying. You can't say the guy got saved if he's having a good game. If he's having a good game, he didn't get saved.
LeBron in the final moment is afraid of the moment. Time after time after time. It is proven. It is proven.
The guy, the superstar of the team, choked or ran away from him. Yeah,
LeBron runs away from him all the time. San Antonio, Dallas, many times he run from. He ran from Kobe. Let's not even act like that wasn't a thing. He ran from Kobe. He ran from Kobe being Bryant.
Then yes, I'm with you.
He ran from Kobe being Bryant. Let's not even act like that's not a thing.
Right, but let me say this.
LeBron went on a
he ran from Kobe, Pride. He ran from Kobe.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you why.
So if you want to say that he was clutch, that's fine. I'm good with that.
He ran from Kobe. He was afraid of Kobe. Kobe put fear in that man's heart.
Let me say that. Let me say this. I'm gonna tell you why. This is my opinion. I'm gonna tell you why a lot of people don't want to give LeBron his that status.
I hate greatness.
No, it's not that. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna tell you why I feel a lot of people don't want to give LeBron the status of what you want to give him and put him in the top 3. And this is just from what I've heard people talk about. 2 things about Kobe and Mike that are so identical outside of the rings is what? Them 2 stayed with the same damn team.
20 years.
Listen,
Didn't Kobe demand a trade?
20 years.
Didn't Kobe demand a trade?
Huh?
Didn't Kobe demand a trade?
No.
Okay. So stop.
No.
Yes, he did. Dude,
No.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Wait.
Hold
No, this is what you don't know. No, this is what you don't know.
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't even hear what you said. Probably what'd you say?
Nah, you got it.
No, what did you say? I
See,
didn't
this
hear
is what he do. He get in this little sore loser mode because he getting beat up on this set today.
The problem with Kobe since day one, and also MJ, people want to pretend that they have had perfect careers and then want to knock Bron for wearing the wrong shoes. My whole thing is, bro, you say, oh yeah, LeBron, he stayed, not Bron, I'm sorry. Kobe stayed on the same team though. You guys forget, he demanded a trade. That's the reason they went and got
No, he didn't demand a trade. He requested a trade. He didn't demand a trade. He requested one.
I got that.
There's a difference.
That's what you said.
I don't want to talk about that.
Listen, no, I got what you said. I didn't hear what you said. That's why I asked. But this is the thing. Kobe did not play one game with Milwaukee. Not one game.
You mean Charlotte?
Or was it Charlotte?
Yeah, it was Charlotte. It was Charlotte.
Charlotte's who drafted him.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about him getting drafted by Charlotte.
He tried to go to the Lake. He tried to go to the Clippers during his era in the right time frame.
But he didn't.
But he didn't go.
He didn't go.
He didn't demand a trade, Brian. That's where you wrong. He requested a trade. There is a difference.
Going to different teams. There should be some, not the same knock because Bron actually went through with it, but there should be some knock on this man because he wanted to get out.
So something that you just said is just like Freddie said. One of the things you got to take in consideration, right? LeBron made that choice. Why did LeBron make that choice? Right?
Because he couldn't win in Cleveland.
No. The reason why he's made those choices, like Freddie just said 3 times, is because the money. That's what set up and made. He made those choices because of the money. It made more sense for him to set up and move from team to team. It made more sense for him to be able to move from team to team. And hence the reason why he signed these short 2-year contracts, because there's more money that's involved in
That's agree with that.
Not at all. So LeBron left the first time because he played for a franchise who could not win around him.
Yes, the first time,
he could not lead that team to win because he was in the sorry East. And then he went to Miami because he saw his brother D Wade down there. He got Chris Bosh to join him so he can finally win a championship.
Stop it. Not win in Cleveland. He tried it.
I understand that. So what I'm saying is, yes, the first time when he moved, he did because he couldn't win in Cleveland. He came back to Cleveland. Everything after he won those championships, it wasn't about. I believe. My opinion. My opinion is that that it wasn't about championships anymore. It's about most likely padding his legacy at that point. It was no longer about the championship. He got the championships in Miami. He came back to Cleveland because that's home. He got one from home. He left Cleveland to go to LA.
It wasn't about the money. Didn't go back to Cleveland. It was about the championship.
It was about
the championship in LA because Cleveland he could not do anything. So now he'd go to LA, trade a bunch of young guys to get Anthony Davis to deliver.
So at this point, I just think it's about money. It's other moves. It ain't about anything else more so than that. But of course, yes, he left Miami. I mean, he left Cleveland the first year to basically go there to get the championship.
I'm not with you, Trey, because Bron could have gotten paid stupid amount of money if he had not left the first time.
I'm talking about when he left to go to LA was about money.
I want to bring up another point about Michael Jordan.
I don't know. I don't know about that second time because the thing is, I personally believe he was just sick of just the management because he wanted them to trade.
Everybody know LeBron is the management. That's what y'all tell me every show. LeBron is the management. LeBron is making choices. Get out of here with that, Brian. Get out of here. I don't want to hear that.
We
try again.
We love guys who want to win that chip and
try again, Pride.
And then when LeBron does it, oh well, he left. He's not loyal. Like I don't know. Like to me,
I want to kind of bring up another point about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan just wasn't a dominant offensive player. He just didn't close the deal.
Preach, coach.
The guy made nine all defensive teams. Nine all defensive teams.
Bron couldn't help.
Do you know Michael Jordan was the best player on his team at 40 years old with the Washington Wizards. This man
Is he the best player now on this team, LeBron? I don't know. Anthony Davis can make a case.
Michael Jordan was the best player at the age of 40 on the Washington Wizards. At the age of 40, coming out of ownership, was the best player on his team at the age of 40 years old.
On a horrible team.
I got it.
Okay, hold on.
And,
So,
you know what?
They almost went to the playoffs.
So when
they almost went to the playoffs.
What
They did. They did almost.
He got hurt.
So to solidify what Coach
He
just
got
said,
hurt.
right?
He got hurt.
Yep.
He
To
got hurt.
solidify what Coach just
That's the
said.
reason why they didn't make the playoffs.
When Kobe and Shaq was together, who was the best player on that team?
Shaq, it wasn't close.
How? So they elected to let Shaq walk for Kobe to keep Kobe.
Exactly. Exactly.
So the point that I'm making is just like Coach was just talking about.
Kobe was younger. So you're gonna go with the younger. If you're in a situation like that, and
Shaq was the most dominant player
At the
NBA.
time.
He was towards the tail end of his prime. He was towards the
Gentlemen, let me explain one thing here.
Didn't Shaq go to 2 more teams after the Lakers? Didn't
I mean, but how-
He did,
how
and he
is
won a
that?
championship.
He won a
Gentlemen.
championship with Miami, but the very next year he won a championship with
So
Miami. The very
the
next
reason
year.
why I was making that point.
Gentlemen.
Hold on.
Gentlemen.
After he won, what happened?
Gentlemen.
All right, say that, Mike. I see you, Mike. That's what's up.
Hey Bishop, Trey, and Coach,
Yeah.
let me tell y'all this. This man is the most biased man I ever heard. He's a Boston Celtics fan. That's why he's saying what he's saying.
No, I'm not.
He represents a franchise who haven't done nothing in the modern era. That's why he's saying he's salty. He's grumpy. You see his face? He's upset. You see it?
Didn't Shaq leave once he left the Lakers? Didn't he go
He
to
got
2
it-
to
he
3
got
more
it.
teams?
Yeah.
He went to Miami.
he got
As soon as he left the Lakers, he went to Miami and won a championship.
I know that.
The very next year.
That's
The
okay.
very
And
next
then
year.
after that,
Then he went to Boston. Then he went to Phoenix.
Then he went to Cleveland.
After that,
Then he went to your sorry Boston.
Oh my God, bro. You do so much talking, it's crazy.
You do much more dribble. Don't make sense. They come out your mouth.
I love it.
Literally nothing comes out of your mouth. Because you're the point you guys are trying to say, if Shaq was so dominant, they would have picked him. He was older.
I like
He had that one last year in Miami, and then after that, what happened? Do me a favor. After go look up what he did after that. He became a role player. Then he got traded.
So what happened? You know what? I'm gonna tell you something else Bron would never do. When Shaq got fouled out in the finals, who had to win the game? Who had to deliver? Kobe beat Bryant.
Shaq was older.
He was not older when he was on the Lakers. He was not. Don't sit there and lie. When Shaq got fouled out, Kobe had to take over. I can do the same thing you can.
And mind you, Kobe did win the game. Hold on, Pride. But then Kobe did win a ring without Shaq.
Two.
He won two of them.
Two of them.
Yeah.
One, two.
They went to four finals without him.
Kobe Bryant took a team of Smush Parker, Kwame Brown
Preach.
to the goddamn playoffs.
Say that.
He won a playoff game.
Say that.
against the Phoenix Suns and hit the game winning shot.
Say
He played
that.
he beat the Celtics with a broken finger, with a messed up, dislocated finger. I'm pretty sure you remember that, huh? Played against the Boston Celtics with a dislocated finger in Game 7. He didn't have a good Game 7, but he delivered in the finals at that point of time. So
exactly, Pride. Bron could never. Let's not act like Bron was afraid of Kobe. You remember the year they made the public commercials that they were supposed to meet each other in the final? Guess what? Kobe delivered on his side of the bargain. Where was Bron? Sitting at the house. Sitting at the house.
He lost to the Magic.
Lost to the who? To the team Kobe beat.
Yep.
I mean, so you guys are saying by default that they would have beat the Lakers would have beat that Cavs team? Because with LeBron there, I gave him a chance with Bron. I just want to know what game was it? No, it's not that I don't hate him.
He took his heart when he beat Boston. That's what it was, Mike. I can answer it. I can answer it for you.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you believe I hate him so much, let me hear your casual take. And then they'll go, oh, well, because Kobe beat the Celtics, he got it right.
Just because you sound like Barney don't make it seem right on Pride.
No, I don't hate him.
I do hate him. You said this man is overrated. You said this man is overrated.
He is. Because he's not a top 3 player.
I don't agree
I don't
with
care
that.
what anybody's look.
He's the
I
best
don't
Laker
hate
of all
him.
time.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
He's the
See,
greatest
this is
Laker
the
of all
thing.
time.
I disagree with y'all, and instead of hearing me out, y'all just want to keep
Okay.
I'm standing up. I'm standing up.
I'm listening. I just said I don't
listening. I'm
disagree.
listening.
Zero donut. No,
Go ahead.
no,
I'm listening. I want to hear this.
Y'all
You
make
said
zero
Freddie stand
sense.
up.
That makes zero sense.
What's
Y'all out here trying to talk
That's
about
exactly right, Mike. That's
So,
exactly right,
Kareem,
Mike.
to
And if
you,
you want to
Kareem is the greatest.
have him go. Because the thing is, y'all say that like I supposedly hate him so much. Like I hate like.
So
say you
is
hate him.
Kareem
I
the
don't
greatest
say
Laker
you
of all
hate him.
time? That's what you're saying, Freddie? Kareem's the greatest Laker of all time?
For me, no, Kobe is.
Not Freddie. No, Pride.
I
Pride.
believe
I'm
he is.
sorry.
And if it's not him, it's Magic. And then after them, I got Shaq. Then after that, I got Kobe at 4.
You got Shaq.
Kobe's the fourth. Kobe. Then after that, LeBron.
I can't get it. I can't give Kobe over.
I
I can't give Shaq over Kobe.
I mean, because there's look again. You don't have to. It's okay to be wrong. That's fine.
I'm not wrong.
Nobody wrong. You were wrong.
You cannot give Kobe. You cannot put Shaq over Kobe.
Before anyone says, "Oh my God," on your team, no, actually, he only did it on one. He did it on Toronto. I'm out of Toronto Raptor fan, so that's a swing and a miss for you, my guy. As I was saying, I don't hate Kobe.
You do hate Kobe.
Again, how do you know, Freddie? How do you know?
You know Shaq over Kobe as the all-time great Laker. That's how I know.
Kobe, like to me, I don't hate Kobe. I just personally believe he's being overrated because people like everyone hyped him up to be the next MJ. And with people having that hype in their mind, they believe, oh my God.
But listen,
Bishop, I'll throw you a fresh penny if you let me talk, my guy. I'll give you a fresh penny, my guy. I'll open the thing up.
Hey, you ain't gotta give me a fresh penny, man. Go ahead, Pride. You got it.
It'll be squeaky clean and everything.
You got it, bro. You got it. You got it.
Fresh penny, please, son. All I'm saying, bro.
Got me sweating over
My
here.
personal opinion is everyone wanted him to be the next MJ. He tried to walk like MJ.
They wanted LeBron to be the next MJ as well. Am I right? Am I wrong? Did he come out and say he's the chosen one? Did he say that? Call himself the king? Who named himself his own nickname? He gave him his own nickname.
Pride, they want a fresh penny too. Them two want a fresh penny.
Didn't he say, Coach, didn't he say he was the chosen one?
Yep.
Didn't he say that?
Yep.
Didn't he call himself the king?
So he's about to say that everybody wanted Kobe to be just like Michael Jordan. Well, to be honest, Kobe was the closest.
Yep.
It wasn't wanted. That's what it was.
It was in statue.
Y'all just don't know.
All of that, bro.
Yeah, you guys are just honestly. I don't want to call y'all stupid, but y'all stupid, right?
So 4 people, the 4 men on this set is wrong, but 1 man on this set is right.
I'm explaining why. I'm ignoring Freddie. At this point, it just sounds more like the neighbors are telling him to shut up, and he's just screaming louder to get on the radio. At this point, that's what it kind of sounds like, right?
You know what it sounds like? That you're so biased that you don't know what you're talking about, that you don't watch sports.
And the reason they said that was because, like you guys said, he was really the only one MJ really took under his skin. Or under his wing, and it's because Kobe kept going and going and going.
No, it's not reason why. It was because he respected his game. That he saw that Kobe was the dude. Kobe wasn't kept going nowhere. Get out of here with that, Pride. You don't know what the hell you talking about. You don't know what the hell you talking about. You don't know what the hell you. I'm gonna get up out of here with that.
I'm gonna take him under my wing. He did that. Then
you don't know what the hell you talking about. I'm not even listening.
And they was brothers. They was cool. You know what I mean? Like they had a great relationship, right? And it's a relationship that, frankly, it's going to be very difficult to ever repeat, right? So he then ended up shooting, walking, talking, doing. He basically was trying to be a replica of Michael Jordan. And my point to this, and to this point, it stands. If he doesn't try to walk, talk, act, be like Mike, I don't think anyone really talks about that. LeBron James, called himself the chosen one and all this stuff. People have the argument of who's the greatest.
Didn't LeBron?
MJ. Shut up, Freddie.
No, didn't LeBron wear the same number as Jordan? Didn't he try to be like Jordan? Get out of here.
But people don't
get out of here.
Compare LeBron to MJ. They compare him more to Magic. The only time he really gets compared is
that's not true. That's not true at all. That's a false statement yet again.
As I was saying, for also really interrupted. He plays more like Magic. So people compare him more like Magic, which is why people are saying, and it became a consensus that he's better than Magic.
Wrong yet again.
And again, if you don't think that's true, I don't know what to tell you. But I just think at this point, it's a consensus that he's better than Magic. Then after that, now people are the only reason they're not even really comparing them. They're just basically trying to say who's better. The thing with Kobe was mad, and all his fans like you guys are mad. He always wanted the conversation: who's better, him or MJ? He didn't get that conversation. He got the conversation: who's better?
He did get that conversation. That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong yet again. You're wrong yet again.
Not nothing. Who's better, him or Duncan? And that's why Kobe always lived with that chip on his shoulder, because he felt like he was robbed. He felt like he should have been in that conversation, and he wasn't in the conversation. He was in a conversation with Tim Duncan, who again, another guy who was a top 10 player. And by the way, you said MJ was never compared to Magic. Again, that's where you don't know what you're talking about, because I never said he was. I said Brown was compared to Magic. Again, swing and a miss. You're 0 for 2 right now. One more as a strikeout. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. Here's the I saw that, Mike. I was waiting for you to say something about that. That was funny. But
Pride, I'm done, because you don't watch basketball. I'm done. You don't watch basketball. You don't know what the hell you talking about, because you're the same man that sit up here and said that LeBron James will be a better fit with Ben Simmons than a shooter. You don't know what the hell you talking about. You don't know what the hell you talking about.
He was upset about that.
I'm sorry to all our viewers. He don't know what the hell he's talking about.
That, but he wanted the conversation. Him and MJ, who's better? And that's what all his fans wanted as well. They wanted that conversation.
Are you done?
They always believed that he was the only person.
Are you done?
Better than MJ. You hear me talking, right? So therefore, I'm not done. They always thought that Kobe could have been better than MJ, but it's not because of the thought, not because of all that. It was just, no. Not the injury was funny, Mike. I'm just saying that your reaction was funny. How you would say you're gonna go cry. I don't wish injuries on nobody. Let me just throw that out there. But the problem was,
are we done yet? Because you just dribbling at this point.
Was just just better. You said LeBron was compared to MJ. Okay, again, and you say I don't watch basketball. Anyway, as I was saying,
are you done talking? Because you just dribbling.
Do you hear me talking?
No, I hear you dribbling about his mouth. I hear you dribbling some nonsense.
The thing is, Kobe and his fans wanted him to be in that all-time conversation, and he is in terms of top 10. When they wanted him to be better than MJ because he replicated, and he basically, if you had a guy who just looked, basically using the eye test. A lot of people say using the eye test that Kobe is better because he walked, talked, and acted like the greatest player who a lot of people think is the greatest player of all time in Michael Jordan. That's the thing. However, the problem is that he's in my opinion, in fact, honestly, I don't even think it's a fact. This is, and again, you can go. Matter of fact,
are you done yet? Are you done? You still dribbling?
I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, he's top 10 when there's other guys who I personally would take over him who I believe are better. Again, he's a top 10 guy. Don't get it twisted. I'm not out here trying to say he's a bum. I'm not trying to say any of this stuff. Like I said, I don't hate him. I personally don't. But just because you walk, talk, and do the mannerisms of who a lot of people perceive as the greatest of all time, that doesn't necessarily catapult him into that conversation. That's just my thing. And if you really just
are you done yet?
As a standalone, am I continuing to talk? Yes, I am. Therefore, I'm not done.
You telling the whole movie. You telling the whole book right now.
The thing is, it's not bad to be.
It don't take me this long to make my point. Damn it!
It's not bad to be a top 10 player. The problem is everyone wanted him because he basically was this newer generation's Jordan in the way he played and all that.
So why is LeBron on there when he has 6 losses in the NBA Finals? Why? Exactly.
And does all this stuff. Like, a lot
you don't know.
Think is the greatest basketball player of all time. A lot of people are gonna automatically put him up there in that conversation. My thing is, I don't think we should do that. We should be able to look at.
We're not going off your judgment. We're going off the NBA knowledge.
Because the thing is, if we're just going to do the eye test, I feel like that's going to eliminate a lot of guys. That's going to
AKA LeBron James. Good. He's quiet. He sounds much better when he's quiet.
If you're just looking at one thing, like look, at the end of the day, if you want to call him top 10, I have no issues with that. That's not my problem. My problem is when, funny how man is dead, people hate on him totally disrespectful. Again, you're a moron because I'm not disrespecting him. The guy's top 10.
He is
just because he passed away does not mean because one.
He is disrespecting him.
When Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like when he passes away, are we not going to vote him into the top 10 all time? Or not top 10, the GOAT, like he's the greatest of all time. Are we going to vote him there? No, because there's still people who nitpick him. So is that going to be disrespectful? So again,
you're being very disrespectful because you're a Boston Celtics fan.
It's not gonna, I
don't understand that.
I got Magic arguably in my top 5, and I think our Magic is
you're just mad because Kobe was the last one to beat Boston.
You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about.
I do know that. I do know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
Because
you just yeah. That's all you're doing. Ain't making no sense come out your mouth. You have LeBron James, who lost 6 times in the NBA Finals as the greatest player of all time.
So Pride, where's
Michael
Kobe in your
Jordan
top
hadn't
10,
done.
Pride?
Or Kobe had
I got
done.
him about 7th, between 6 and 6 and 7, maybe 8. I have him in that area. Like if you have him there, I'm cool with it. Hey, if you want to put him at 5, I'm not gonna slaughter you for that. My thing is that we put him in the top 3, and my thing is
he is top 3.
He is top 3. You got LeBron James and the best player of all time. He lost 6 NBA Finals.
6.
Michael Jordan ain't never lost.
Okay.
Never lost.
A game. He never let the game go
to game 7.
He never been.
Never let a game go to game 7. Yep.
I do know what y'all talking about. So then, if it's just finals, then Bill Russell's the greatest of all time. And Robert Horry should be above Mike because he's got 7 rings.
See there.
You can't just
Here you go. Here you go. Here to go, Here to go, folks. He goes.
In that era, it wasn't that many
But
teams.
it's not the
In Bill Russell era, it wasn't that
argument.
many teams in the NBA. It wasn't no 30 teams.
Doesn't matter.
19.
Doesn't
Yes, it
matter.
does.
It do matter, bro.
Yes,
What
it
the hell are
does.
you
Yes, it
talking
does.
about?
When you
That
play the
makes a
same
big
teams
difference.
over and over, yes, it
Yeah,
does
that makes a
matter.
big difference.
Don't know what
That's a
y'all-
big
Just like
difference.
Will Chamberlain scored 100 points. That makes a huge difference. Everything is different.
No, because I'm under the impression, regardless, the ring is a ring. So that's what I'm saying. Fine.
It depends on how you get that ring, too. When Jordan had to go through more competition.
Hold on. What about Robert Horry? He's got 7. Is he better
Robert
than
Orr was just a role player.
Also, now stats
He
matter.
was just a role player.
You see, this is what Pride do. This is what Pride do. This is the goal. The Pride like to move the goal. This is what
That's
Pride
all
like to
Robert
do.
Horry was a role player. He
Was just a role
seriously
player and
role
a
player.
big time shot maker.
That's
You
it.
can say he's more
Clutch.
clutch than LeBron.
Clutch.
He made every big shot in the world.
Clutch.
If you want to
More
say
clutch
that,
than
he
LeBron.
made every big shot. He stepped up and made every big shot in the world.
He did.
Yes, sir.
When Robert Orr was needed, he delivered. He made the biggest
That's
shot.
all Robert
That's
Horry
why
is
his name
known.
was Big Shot Rob.
Big
That's
shot
why
all
Rob.
he
That's
knows.
why I
said.
say.
Literally, before
The
I brought
big
ring,
shot
you
Rob.
said, oh, he got more rings, so he's better.
No,
Who said that?
Rings doesn't
said that?
define.
Nobody
Rings
said
doesn't
that.
define it.
Now nobody said it.
Rings
Rings
don't make
doesn't
you
define
better.
it.
Rings don't make
We
you
just
better.
We just brought up that this man has let everybody
We're
eat
not
in his
saying-
era.
we're not
Kevin
saying Michael
Durant,
is
he's
better
8.
because he got
Kawhi
6
Leonard,
rings.
he's
We're
8.
not saying
Steph
that.
Curry,
We're not
he's
saying-
8.
we're not saying
Everybody
Michael
get
Jordan
rings
is better
around this man.
because he
Yeah.
got 6
And
rings.
so,
We're not
and so,
saying
so
that.
did they did in the MJ era. How many years did MJ play? Of those rings, he won 6 times. That means other people 8.
Gentlemen, this dude need to go eat
But
his
look how
breakfast.
many legends he stopped from getting a championship.
Hey,
Look how many legends
Coach.
he
This
stopped.
man need to go eat his breakfast. He don't have the knowledge in his head. He
The
ain't
man
eat
would
no
have had
breakfast.
at least 8 championships if he didn't retire those 2 years. He
No, he
took a
wouldn't.
couple of years
No, he
off
wouldn't.
and literally
You can't just say
came back.
You
Came
can't
back
just say
and
that.
won 3
You can't
straight.
just say that.
You can't just say that. What proof that you
Okay,
had that they did it? What proof that you can say?
Okay, so here's so if we can say that, fine. So if LeBron got past the Magic, he would have swept Kobe. So that's another
two
ring I'm gonna
different
give him.
things.
And on
That's
top
two
of that,
different things,
if-
Pride.
his-
That is 2 different things, Pride. This man took time off because his father was killed.
time
We
off.
seen in that era that false thing was dominating.
1.5 years off.
So
He
you
came
can't
back
just
and
say
won 3
if. You
straight.
can't just use that. You can't use that. You can't be.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I can.
That
I
man
what I
took
really
a
see.
hammer, y'all.
So that first
They
year
won
back in
3
Cleveland,
straight.
let's give Braun that ring because if Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving was injured, he would have won. So let's give him
You
that
see,
ring. Back.
gentlemen,
So now he's at 5.
let's end it. Let's end it here. Man. This man right here, he's hungry. There's something going on in his head. He's not functioning right. He need to go get something to eat because he's talking delusional out his ass right now.
I'm not talking
But yeah, you are talking delusional right
No,
now.
I'm not at all.
You are talking delusional. You are talking delusional.
That's a
Go
stupid
listen to yourself talk.
bro. If this was if you was in the World Series, you're going hitless, bro. And it's Game 6. You're going
If
hitless.
this is game 7, you need to go find your Ray Allen because right now you need help knocking down the shot.
Bro, if that's the game we playing, bro, you getting bounced in the first. Come on now.
Well, hey, you gonna be like Bron choking. You gonna be like Bron choking against Dallas. Like I said,
I do blame him. That's how you know. That's how you know you don't know what you're talking about.
and that's what you're doing right now. You
I
choking
blame
just
him.
like him.
It's his fault.
You doing the greatest
came over. He should take over.
choke
If you
job.
want to say that right there,
You're
if you want
doing
to
the
say
greatest
that's a
choke job right now.
if you want to say
Right
that's
now,
a
you're doing a
that is-
choke job.
If you want to say that's a choke
Right
job,
now, you're doing a choke job.
I will agree with you. I've never in my
I'm
life.
talking about right now. What you're doing on this show is choking.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Are you done?
I've
Are
been
you done?
done. I've been
Are you done?
done. I've been done. Are
I
you
got-
done?
So rudely interrupted. What Bron
You
did with Mavericks,
rudely interrupted.
it's his fault. And honestly, I've never met a single soul defend him. I've never met a single soul to defend him. And if
But
anyone
you still
does
got this
defend
man
him, I
top
will,
3.
oh my God, Freddie, for the love of God, do me a favor, mute yourself.
No.
Oh my goodness, like I can't even say a sentence. I can't even say a sentence. But
Now you texting Mike to come help you. Okay.
Also rudely interrupted.
Who's
If you
texting
want to
Mike?
blame Bron for the Mavericks, I'm with you. He choked it. He needs to wear that 110%. The problem is since then, every time he succeeded, people still bring up the Mavs series. And the problem with that is when this man has shown up and done what he's had to do, instead of saying, you know what, Bron, he's changed the perspective. He wasn't clutch before, but now, he's starting to become a little more clutch. Instead of saying that, people rely back and go, oh, because he choked in Dallas and he's not hitting a Game 7 buzzer beater in the finals, he's not clutch.
So since Dallas, when did LeBron close the deal? I'll wait.
He okay. When he pulled out
Exactly.
He pulled out San Antonio.
I had you over speaking in tongues like you
No, you don't. No, you don't. Again, it's another swing and a miss. So now we're in Game 7. Okay, you're 0 for 2.
No. I said when did he close the deal? Not Kyrie Irving.
Explain how he did it in the Spurs. Because you're trying to act like Game 7, Game 6. The first time they met the Spurs, you're like Bron didn't do his thing.
I'm talking about when it mattered most. When did he close the deal? It got quiet. It was a pause.
Michael Jordan was the Chicago Bulls.
But it's quiet.
It was a pause in here. He got quiet.
Michael Jordan was the Chicago Bulls. He was and Kobe was the Lakers at that point of time.
And LeBron was the Cavs when he was in the Cavs.
No. Bishop, stay over there. Bishop, stay over there.
No,
Bishop, stay over there.
No, that's real. No, that's real. He was LeBron was the Cavs when he was in the Cavs.
It's because you can't. You know you lost.
It's not that I lost. LeBron James is clutch. For you to sit there and say, "Oh, because he didn't do it in the finals," that's unfair.
That's when it matters.
He hit a buzzer beater in Toronto. Hold on. That doesn't count.
That's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do here. That's cute. Toronto. That's cute. What about in the finals? What about Miami? What about the Warriors? Why Steph and Ray had to say?
Hold on. By your logic, then MJ's not clutch.
How's he not clutch?
When he ever hit a Game 7, buzzer beater in the finals,
he never made it to a Game 7. He never made it to a Game 7.
How? He never made it to a Game 7.
He didn't hit it in the finals.
That's how great he is. He never took it there.
He never went to a Game 7.
He never went to a Game 7. The flu game. How's he wasn't clutch in the flu game? He dominated when he was sick. How?
Sick.
When he was sick. When the man about to pass out. And Scottie Pippen literally had to help him out the court.
He barely could walk, bro.
And if that's LeBron, you got time to get over it. Come on, bro. Come on. All I'm saying is the standard.
You thought you had one, did you? You thought you had. Oh, what did he do in Game 7? He never took it to a Game 7.
No, because you're saying that the pinnacle is a Game 7. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I didn't say that. I said the finals.
He said in the finals.
I didn't say that.
No, he said the finals, Pride. He said the finals.
He put words in my mouth now.
He said the finals, not the game. He didn't say Game 7.
No, you're 100%. You're right. 100%. Are we done here?
Now you in your feelings.
Here's the thing. I'm at this point. I'm wasting my time because I can lay out facts after facts, and you guys are gonna go, "Oh, well, he did in the fourth quarter of Game 3 at precisely 13 seconds. Bron didn't do nothing." So it's kind of like at this point, whatever Bron does, it's never good enough for people like you.
So
it's never good enough.
Michael Jordan
never is. So at this point,
he worked when we had though.
I'm good. I got Bron as
the LeBron is clear. It's clear to say
if I don't think that it is what it is. Have your opinion.
It's distinct to say that LeBron is.
I'm not going to sit here and let y'all try to disrespect
LeBron is the greatest player. LeBron is the great.
Jordan Bell.
Yeah, because LeBron is the greatest player of his era, his time. Yeah, we got that. We understand that. But when you sit up and like you was just saying, when you put them all together, the resumes don't add up. Is all that we're saying when it comes down to that. Like,
and not only that, Trey. But I'll say this, and this is just how I feel. I mean, everybody might say something different. I totally agree with the fact that I honestly believe, and we will never know. But I honestly, in my heart, believe that LeBron, if he had played in the era of Michael Jordan, he
would have ran.
He would not be able to deal with the Pistons. He would not.
He's not mentally ready.
It was more physical game than it is now.
He wasn't mentally ready either.
85, 86 Boston Celtics, greatest defense of all time. Greatest defenses of all time.
He would not, bro.
He wouldn't even be mentally ready.
I'm just being mean, bro. The game was way more physical, bro. Way more physical.
No 3 seconds. No 3 seconds. You can sit in the paint all day long.
Which is funny when you think about it, because LeBron is a physical specimen. And to sit up and think that he wouldn't have been able to, like, and that's what it comes back to when you start looking at the molding. Like, okay, yeah, Kobe molded himself at who? As with the person that's considered to be the greatest player of all time. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all subjective.
Y'all win. So Kobe not only is the greatest basketball player of all time, he's the best athlete ever made. If we ever make a guy like my career guy, we need to make it exactly like Kobe. We're gonna ignore all the
more like Mike.
We're gonna no. Because Kobe's that guy. Kobe's that guy.
Like Mike.
We're gonna do it him. LeBron James is dog water. He's horrible. Forget top 10.
Didn't say that.
Top 100.
I said he's the best player today. I still say LeBron is the best player in the league. He's the best player.
Foden is better than him.
He's just not the best.
His era was coming to an end, but he's the greatest player of the era.
Y'all got it.
So let me ask you.
Michael Jordan is playing the toughest.
Y'all got it.
So let me ask you this. So is LeBron James the best player in the league now?
I agree. Yeah.
No, he's not.
I'll say it repeatedly.
No,
he's
no, he's not at all. Not at all.
He's the best player
blessed
right
if he's top 50. He's blessed if he's top 50.
Really fried. Really fried.
He's alone on the planet.
Really fried.
And even then, he's fighting for 2. So, LeBron's trash.
Right. Is LeBron the best player in the league currently?
No, not even. I'm gonna put it to you this way.
Let me Taco Fall over him.
That's where I'm at right now. LeBron is garbage. He's overrated. He can't shoot. He can't drive. He can't do anything. His hairline is messed up. So we gotta put that as a knock on him. You feel me? He came in the league wearing MJ shoes. So that's another knock we gotta put on him. He walks a little funny too. So let's put a walk on him. He doesn't, the way he holds the mic, he holds it like this. That's so weird. That's another knock on him. So let's do that. And I
you talking about embarrassing yourself right now?
No, I'm being you, Freddie. I'm being you guys.
No, you're not being us.
Are we serious? We ain't even making it about Kobe or Mike, or we just asked specifically, is LeBron the best player in the NBA currently?
You can't even spell that sentence.
Come on, Pride.
You can't even spell that sentence.
Pride is out, man.
No. I'm telling you right now. Russell Westbrook is light years ahead of him. And it's not even right here, right now. If I'm Genie Buzz, I trade LeBron right now for an unsalted bag of peanuts, some spoiled pickles. And matter of fact, give me a spider while we in there. I hate spiders. I'm killing it immediately. But we'll throw a spider in there too. We gonna get LeBron out of there. Release him. Matter of fact, release him. He's not even worth getting anything. Release him.
No pride. LeBron is the best in his era.
We're not allowed to talk much about LeBron though. He's not cool.
He's in his era. We just
talking about this era.
We just can't compare him to we just can't put him in there with Mike and
Michael Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah, those eras. Those are eras are different. Different eras.
Right? Ain't that fair? That's fair.
You're 100%. You're right.
That's fair, right? We give LeBron. We give Michael the 80s. We give Kobe the 90s.
And the 2000s.
No, not the 2000s.
No, we gotta give Kobe the 2000s.
Yep.
And then we give LeBron 2005.
Let's give him the 70s while we at it. We'll give him the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s.
Right.
We don't gotta give Kobe because he played like he used to him. So let's give him that. Dwight Howard was a baller, man. Dwight was a baller. He was a baller, and now the best.
Yeah, you're right. Michael Jordan was a baller. Michael Jordan was a baller. You're right. Michael Jordan and Kobe was a baller. You can't bring up Scottie Pippen because Michael Jordan has all defensive team than supposed to be the best defender on the team. Or Scottie Pippen, y'all remember Scottie Pippen? They said Scottie Pippen was the best defender. Michael Jordan has 9 all defensive teams. Scottie Pippen has 8. So who was the best defender on the team then at that
Michael
point in time?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan was literally the president. Scottie Pippen was the
LeBron
vice
had never been the best defensive player on his team.
Has he not really been a defensive player on the
And he
team?
started crying on the bench. Phil Jackson told him to shut up and said, "Scotty, go guard him 94 feet." And that's what ended up turning the
Michael Jordan has 9 defensive teams. Michael Jordan has 9 all defensive teams. He has 9. Pippen has 8.
Everybody else.
He has 9.
Pippen
has 8.
There with him. LeBron James is a disappointment to sports.
Got Coach Spotlight.
He needs to retire. We need to erase his name from the history book. And by the way, if you jump into the pile on, I'm not going to
call it out, Coach.
End of the day.
Whoa. Hold on. What we talking about first?
He got
before I
LeBron
get
James
into
anything.
He got LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and then
No, hold on. Wait. That's what you're talking about. No. This man said Kobe Bryant is overrated. That's the first. That's what it stems from.
In what world? In what atmosphere are you talking about, bruh? What makes him overrated? I'm from Philly. He's from my town. Come on now, we're not going to do that. Kobe Bryant is the next best thing to Michael Jordan. Period. What are we talking about?
There it is.
If you want to be honest, when Kobe Bryant came out of high school, who did he idolize? He idolized Jordan. He looked at game film. He looked at game film to the fadeaway jump shot, the game-winning shots, the way that he do reverse layup, go up against contact. That's all imitate. That's all damn near Michael Jordan.
Touchdown.
And that's what I'm saying. Okay, see, you guys are cheering and you got the pom-poms out, and that's what I've been saying. The only reason people look at him like that is because he basically emulated and he copied MJ. And my point is, if he doesn't do that, no one haven't done like this. He's mad at him and Duncan, and no one wants to talk about that. So frankly,
don't you supposed to emulate the best? Aren't you supposed to follow the steps of the best?
Yes, sir.
You do. You're supposed to when you're 6-0 in the finals and never went to a game 6 and never lost in the finals.
Say that.
I will idolize Michael Jordan. He idolized Michael Jordan not on the basketball court, but off the basketball court as well.
Yes, sir.
What are we talking about? He left Adidas to go to Nike. Where Jordan was at? Nike.
Yes,
what
sir.
about before he made his own brand?
He's copying MJ, and that's the reason.
You
guys are clapping and poo-pooing him, and he's literally repeating what I said.
That's the difference.
He's literally repeating what I said, and you guys are cheering for him with pom.
And I'm listening. They cheer for me because how do you not want to emulate greatness? How you not want to do that? That's like saying. That's like saying a little girl growing up can't be as hardworking as Serena Williams or Venus Williams. Like, come on,
you can't do the same thing. That's what you messed up. Because you know who did that? You know who did that in playing? Naomi Osaka. She did the same thing. And here's the funny part: when you see her play, do you see her do her mannerisms?
Another example for you. Another example for you, bro. Another example for you.
Do you see her turn? No. Do you see her?
Who did Michael emulate? Randall Cunningham, bro. He emulated Randall Cunningham. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
This guy is emulating him. It's okay to look up to greatness, but when you can't say, "Oh, that's not the point." He's trying to copy it.
Randall Cunningham. What are we talking about?
Naomi Osaka literally looked up to Serena and does not copy her. She doesn't copy her serve. She doesn't copy the way she holds the towel when she goes to the court. She doesn't copy her mannerisms. That's the point I'm trying to make, which is going over everybody's head.
It's called greatness. Who not want to emulate and duplicate greatness?
Naomi Osaka, who ended up going and beating the person she considered her GOAT.
She
didn't beat her. She didn't beat her. She didn't copy
doing the same thing. Emulating greatness and Randall Cunningham as a running quarterback. Warren Moon, a running quarterback.
Yes,
that's emulating greatness. Period.
That's another swing and a miss.
That's not another story because they're running quarterbacks. That's what Michael Vick
came out and he changed his stride to be like Randall Cunningham. And he changed the way that he does his drooping like Randall Cunningham. That's the problem I'm saying. Kobe emulated his entire jump shot, and that's the reason people are saying that he's in this conversation. Because he copied MJ. But the problem is the real conversation that people who understand basketball had was who's better, him or Duncan.
I understand that,
people like you guys hate that.
If you look at
Kobe to be that guy,
if you name any NBA player in the league that don't
over your head, bro.
Freddie, where you get this guy from?
So, Pride, you don't think no one?
If you interview anybody in the NBA right now, the two players that will come up that they watched growing up and wanted to be like was Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Period.
Jason Tatum will tell you right now.
Jason Tatum will tell you right now.
And Jason Tatum.
And Jason Tatum.
I want to be like
I'm feeling Stephen A. Smith today. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm not wasting my breath with y'all. Y'all can
What did Kobe do to you?
He hurt because he's a Boston Celtic fan. That's 100% why.
Casuals. That's all it really comes down to. That's all it comes down to. Because I spat out the stats and bro, but it's
not
okay.
Listen, if Kobe Bryant was alive and he was still playing basketball, even though that he duplicated Michael Jordan, nobody will be able to stop it.
Casual fan.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest.
What
Basically what he's saying is, Pride. Tell me honestly, being that you
No, it doesn't matter what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
No, listen. But being that you're a sports fan, listen. Being that
he getting his feelings now. He getting his feelings now.
He's the GOAT.
No, listen, because listen, Pride, don't do that. Pride, don't do that.
Listen, Michael Jordan and Kobe. What are we talking about?
Listen, when we was kids and we was watching sports, did we not find a person, whether it was football, basketball, baseball, whatever sport we was into, did we not pick that one person, whatever sport, and was like, yo, I'm finna go outside, I'm finna learn this jumper, just like who?
Yep.
If I'm finna run this ball, like who? I'm finna go hit this tennis ball, like who? I'm finna swing this bat, like
it is college, and it's players right now in the NBA,
and he's got his own jumper. You don't see him.
It's players right now that want to be like LeBron. It's players right now that want to be like LeBron.
I got something for him, though, Freddie. I got something for him.
It is.
I got a question for you, bro. I got a question for you, bro. When it comes to LeBron James, when he first came in the league, right?
Say that, Mike.
When LeBron first came in the league, he did not have a fadeaway jump shot. He did not have it. When LeBron came to the league, he did not have a back to the basket fadeaway jump shot. He learned it over the years watching Kobe and Jordan as a fadeaway jump shot. Yep. He implemented the same thing that Kobe did. What are we talking about?
Yes, sir. Brian, quiet now.
Like you said, Brian,
it's called development.
Because there's people right now.
Hey, you know who taught him? You know who taught him, though? Don't you know who taught him? Kobe and Keem Olajuwon. Taught him post moves.
So I got another question for him then, right? I got another question for him then, right? Because this is something that Kobe did. Kobe, hold up. Kobe had one-on-one practices. Hold on. Hear me out. Kobe had one-on-one practices with a lot of legendary WNBA players that wanted to be like Kobe. Is they copying him? How he's teaching them the same way he was taught? Is they implementing him?
Are they?
Hey, time out. I want to say one.
Kansas Parker is right there. Hey, Spotlight. Sessions with Kobe Bryant.
Hey, Spotlight. Hold on. I got one for you right now. You guys remember the All-Star game when when it was a close game? It was Melo, Bron, D-Wade, Kobe. When Bron passed the ball for the game-winning shot. Who got on LeBron? It was Kobe. All this thing like, yo, man, don't you run from the moment. You take the moment. Who was afraid of? He was afraid of it in the All-Star game. All-Star game.
The All-Star game where dudes just chill out. That's tough.
Oh, okay,
you remember that All-Star MVP game that Kevin Garnett won? And Kevin Garnett won? Who tied that All-Star game up with Kevin Garnett and Steve Francis? Michael Jordan with a fadeaway jump, with a fadeaway.
I disagree with that, Damian.
All-Star game up? That's who tied that All-Star game up.
I disagree with Damian said, because Nike is a multi-billion-dollar company before Jordan and Kobe, so we're not going to go there. I used to work for Nike. Now, don't do that. Go ahead, Dante. My bad.
I've never seen anybody come on this show and make you humble yourself.
Because the thing is like The problem you guys have is you guys.
We made you humble yourself today.
You didn't humble. You didn't humble.
I've never seen you this quiet this long. You've never been this quiet since you've been on doing shows. You humbled yourself.
That's all it comes down to. You're gonna sit there and cry. I'm talking.
You see what the teacher did? See, I'm the teacher, and what I did, I brought other teachers on this show to humble you.
You really don't have no debate.
I do.
You really lost this debate, bro.
I do. I didn't lose no debate.
You lost this debate, bro.
How?
How did you win the debate, Pride? What is your
Shaq? So don't even pull that up. Don't even pull that up. Oh, he had Shaq. He won 2 without him. What else can you say about Kobe?
Scottie Pippen.
I didn't even bring up Shaq. So you missed on that one.
He's Jordan, Kobe in the story.
No, it's not.
It's Kobe that is.
You got to break them about all time. He lost LeBron James.
I want to hey everybody. I want to end it like this. This is the debut
of all time.
Hold on, this is the debut of the morning show. It's gonna get heated. You know, you think we get heated at night.
Now.
You think we gonna get heated?
It's the brunch show right now. That's what we got going on.
You think we gonna get heated in the night? It's gonna get heated in the morning. But one thing I want to say this. See, Pride, I had to do it. You know, I'm the teacher. I brought other teachers on here to humble you today. To humble you today. And that's what you've been, humble.
Unfortunately, no one humbled me because at the end of the day,
you quiet? I've never seen you this quiet before. Never.
Because I said everything I had to say. At this point, y'all can just talk with each other.
No, bro, because you know we ride. You ride with what you ride.
It's nothing to debate, Freddie. It's nothing to debate. It wouldn't be a LeBron James if it wasn't a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant NBA.
Say that.
Period.
That part.
Period.
That part. It's not debate at all because I don't care what anybody.
Why you think Jordan wore 23? Why you think LeBron James wore 23 when he came in? Come on. Come on.
Because he wanted to be just like Mike.
And then on top of that, when he went to Miami, he couldn't get 8, but he got 6. 2 numbers away from Kobe. What are we talking about?
And Michael Jordan's Olympic number, and that was Michael Jordan's Olympic number.
Exactly.
Wanted to be just like him. And then who gives them? What player gives himself a nickname? King James gave himself a nickname. Your dude ain't the GOAT.
All I know is my guy owned an entire conference.
And all I know is your guy ran from the moment. All I know he lost 6 championships.
You're right.
Be realistic here. When he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers and he was with the Miami Heat, the Eastern Conference was trash.
Was terrible. Terrible.
I'm a Sixers fan and I'm saying that.
Michael Jordan, the Eastern Conference was irrelevant. Was nothing but dogs in that Eastern Conference.
Michael Jordan was
throughout the whole West, the whole NBA was relevant. When Michael Jordan played in that area, the whole NBA was relevant. The whole East was great.
He owned the whole NBA.
He owned the whole NBA, basically. The whole NBA. In the toughest era, he owned it.
NBA.
You got it. You got it.
Eastern Conference was trash when he was going with the Miami Heat.
What man take half a year off and come back and win 3 straight?
He was kicking. Listen, LeBron was kicking the Sixers' ass and damn well was kicking Boston's ass every fucking year.
And that's what made it so worse. That what made it so worse because the year him and Kobe was supposed to meet, LeBron could not hold his side of the deal.
He
lost to the White Howard Magic.
And you can do all this stuff, and it is what
that's true. I forgot about that, Freddie.
The thing that Kobe actually did. 4-1. 4-1. Kobe beat him at 5.
I'm gonna explain something. Eventually, when you guys are ready to come back to the right side of history, I promise I'll have
the right side of history. Is this side? You on the side of losing. We're afraid of the moment.
The whole time. Hey, remember when you guys were over there? Hey, what happened to that side over there? I'm gonna throw it in your face.
What's gonna make us come over there? What's gonna make us come over there?
And then when the time comes, y'all gonna call me a visionary, and I'm gonna show my.
Let's be real.
Right, what's gonna make us come over? What's gonna make us come over there, bro? I want to know.
LeBron so much of a go over Kobe and Jordan, right? Why did not try to change the? Listen, you know how many times they try to change the NBA logo to Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan? Why they never did it for LeBron James?
What it is.
Enough said.
We chilling.
It's all about making an impact in the league. Jordan and Kobe was about to be on the damn logo of the NBA. Shit.
But until then, y'all go ahead and keep being wrong.
Take the L. Listen, make the show called Take This L.
I mean, there's no. I'm not taking it out. So at the end of the day,
You did take an L. You've never been this humbled before. Never.
Pull that up.
I already said everything I had to say. I said everything. The only way I can go is if I go and repeat myself.
Freddie,
I really do at this point. Everything that's important about LeBron James, do out there. If do with that information as you will.
No. I'll take the L. Pull the last comment up. Oh, the last comment. Kobe produced a movie and won an Emmy, something LeBron James has not done yet.
Great basketball player of all time.
The new Space Jam was trash. Don't even bring it up. The new Space Jam was trash.
You don't know what you're talking about. That's all it really comes down to. You're a casual. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Hold up. My doorbell's ringing.
Bro, this is the first movie I've seen grown men go in there and try to pick apart LeBron James. Y'all just reaching at this point, bro. Y'all reaching for stuff.
Bro,
I'm not gonna say nothing about that.
No, but it is. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Clearly, you guys have y'all feelings on Kobe. And at the end of the day,
on some real. I mean, that's one of the debates. That's one of the debates. No, listen.
No, Bishop, don't do that. Don't backtrack it also.
I'm not backtracking. I'm not backtracking. All I'm saying, this is gonna be one of the biggest debates in history.
No, it's not.
For as long as we know.
It wasn't Jordan. It was my niece. I'm sorry.
It wasn't.
She's still a GOAT. It don't matter.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the biggest.
What's up, niece?
It's still gonna be one of the biggest debates ever about Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. That's gonna be one of the biggest debates ever in the history. Who's not even
better than Tim Duncan? So what are we talking about here, bro?
Who? Who's not better?
That Tim Duncan is better than him. So at this point, bro, for y'all to just be like, and again,
Tim Duncan is better than who?
Yeah, you guys out here living in your own bubble.
He said Tim Duncan better than Kobe. I think that's what he's trying to say.
How can you really judge that by positions though? Kobe never played power forward.
Just another casual fan.
That's what I told him about LeBron. That's what I told him about LeBron.
Not a shooting guard.
He don't know.
That's the same thing I said about Lebron. LeBron is a small forward playing guard. Hold on. Tim Duncan is top 5 in my opinion. Tim Duncan is top 5. You can put him in there with Kobe.
That's a casual take right there.
Fact. You can put him in here because he was the best power forward to ever come out in that era. That's a fact.
You ain't no way.
But how can you make Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant a comparison when they play two different positions? It doesn't. That's like saying John Runyon's playing Michael Vick's position. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Come on.
Pride here. He didn't lost it. He never got beat up like this before. So you guys gotta understand. Pride have never got beaten up on like this before. So I understand.
I don't get beat up.
You got beat up today. You got some bruises. You got some dings.
Me and you, but it's not me and you today. We actually in cahoots today.
Hey, for one, yeah. But hey, man, let's go ahead and end the show. We need 3 hours in. We ain't trying to go 4 hours because we don't want to do Pride like that. Because Pride is actually a good dude. We don't want to beat up on him.
No. We don't
want to beat up on Pride like that. He's actually a good dude.
Same thing I told Bishop. Stay over there. Don't try to do I'm telling y'all, when y'all come to y'all senses and y'all come to Pride, I'm gonna be so petty. Y'all gonna consider hopping up.
What's gonna make us come over there, though, Pride? What's gonna make us come over there? What's gonna make us come over there?
Yes, please.
Common sense. Logic. See, you guys want to be contrarian.
What's common sense and what's logic? You saying Kobe's
overrated? I'm headed like this. I'm headed like this. I'm gonna speak my piece. Then after that, you guys can go ahead and say whatever y'all want.
You got a guy that lost
day,
6 NBA finals, the greatest player of all time, instead of a guy that lost no NBA finals. And a game never went to game 7 and won 2 straight repeats. 2 straight repeats. That's who you got over a guy. That's who you got over Michael Jordan. You got that guy over Michael Jordan.
LeBron James, born to one Gloria James in Akron, Ohio, December 30th. That is my guy. Right?
When LeBron James had a winning record in the finals, we can have a different conversation.
And I'm gonna give you guys all the opportunity in the world to say everything you want.
No, ain't no opportunity. The opportunity is right now. The opportunity is right now.
Basketball player in the history of the NBA.
Listen, he's the best. Listen, he's the best player of this generation.
Yeah, he's the best player today in the game.
We agree with that.
Now,
we agree with that. We agree with that
in the game.
We agree
He's
with that.
not of all time.
He's not top 3. And if you
No,
want to
he's
say
not top 3.
sure, but I got him between 6 and 2.
Not in mine.
And again, the sad part about it is what I'm saying isn't really controversial. You guys are just in your own little bubble. Y'all want to make it controversial.
Lord Jesus, he's
So it is what it is.
Lord
I
take this L.
Fred, you got that man.
I said what I said, and I
You got him
meant it.
shook, Fred.
He shook. I never seen him before.
You got him shook,
Fred.
Fred.
I'm on my way home. Send me the link because I heard some of it, but I didn't know what the actual real topic was. So let me get up in here and say my piece.
I've never seen this before. I'm not going to even lie. I've never seen Pride get so humbled, and
I'm not humble.
you are humbled. I've never seen this. You're mellow. I've never seen that before.
Until LeBron James
It looked like you just went through a fight and got beat up.
Pride, let me ask you this. Can I ask you this, Pride? Can I ask you this, Pride?
Until LeBron James gets at least 500 in the finals, it's
For
nothing
15 minutes, you didn't say a word, Freddie. And that gave me the opportunity to say everything I had to say, Freddie. For those beautiful, glorious 15 minutes, you ain't said a word. And that gave me the opportunity to say everything I had to say. I got everything off my plate.
There's nothing
now there's
else
nothing
for
left for me
you
to
to
say.
say. LeBron has to be
It's not that I got
500 or
humble.
more to
You
be
finally
great.
let me speak my piece.
Period.
You
Pride.
finally let me speak my piece. And
Pride, is there anyone? Hold
I
on.
did it, and it was over. Now
Hold
y'all
on,
can talk
Pride.
whatever y'all want.
Let me ask you this, Pride. Is there anyone else that believes what you
better
believe?
winning record in the finals than LeBron James.
Does anyone else believe?
You want to talk
I don't
about
know.
that?
I don't know.
Believe what,
maybe.
no, I'm saying, do you know of anyone that believes what you believe in regards to your top 3
Yes.
of NBA? Oh, there
Yes.
are some people that you believe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bring them on. We want to hear this. We want to hear this. We want to hear this.
I'm like an idiot because I have 2 kids, so clearly I'm getting some, and I have a fiance. So again, that's a swing and a miss on you, bro. Like at this point, bro, we should start giving you technical files and get you out of here, bro. Because at this point, you just reaching at this point, bro. Wow, at the end of the day, I said what I said, and if anyone disagrees with it, it is what it is. It's okay to be wrong. That doesn't mean you're going to jail.
Nothing to be wrong about.
It's okay to be wrong. But I'm gonna tell you right now.
Until, like I said before,
I'm gonna be here chilling. I'm gonna be here with God.
in the finals. There's nothing else that you can't
every
say.
single time y'all have to come here and y'all with your head low, don't want to make eye contact, and we gonna be here. And we.
Hey, I'll say this, Pride. I will say this, Pride. I'll say this, Pride. He will make it in the Hall of Fame.
No, he won't. No.
All right, gentlemen. Let's wrap it up. Man, to all our viewers here on the ASAP Network, make sure you guys go follow the Spotlight Sports Network. Go check them out. They're doing great work down there as well. Go follow us on YouTube, Facebook, all our social media platforms. Check out this wonderful show, ASAP in the morning. You're going to see Pride. You're going to see Trayvon. You're going to see Bishop. You'll see Alana pop in and out. You'll see many more from the network.
I'm here in the mornings, bro. I'm here in the mornings. What's up?
Hey, you see the Spotlight? Hey, they'll be here too. Well, 9 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday. They going to touch NFL, NBA, MLB, college. Hey, just sports all around the world. We're going to update you. There's no need for you to turn your TV on to ESPN, Fox, none of that stuff when you can get it organically here at ASAP Spotlight. Hey, why are you watching them? We're being organic. So just tune into us.
Until ESPN and these networks, we want the smoke.
Yeah, we want the smoke.
We want the smoke.
All of it.
Hey, and to all our viewers, man, Pride is a good dude, man. Just they don't.
Yeah, man. We having fun with Pride.
Bro, come on,
man. Even though Pride got his players mixed up, even though Pride got his players mixed up, we still love Pride.
That's why his name is Pride.
He just got him in the wrong order. That's all. He just got him in the wrong order.
It's all good.
There's still much love for Pride. Just know this: when behind the camera is much love, but on air we beating up on everybody.
Yep. Everybody can get that smoke. Everybody can get that smoke,
and that's fine. You can give me that smoke. Unfortunately for you, I got thermals, so I can see through it, baby. I'm good. I'm gonna tell you right now. When y'all got fences and you want to come back on my boat, hear me. I got plenty of room. I'll park the ways for you, gentlemen, specifically. But know this, I'm gonna be a petty mofo, bro. I'm gonna be like a bitter baby mama. I'm never gonna let this go, baby. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm never letting this go. I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, remember in October of 2021, yeah, all the problems like that?
That day will never come, Pride.
I don't see. Listen, LeBron did. I mean, LeBron, he's doing enough. Kobe did enough. He's in the Hall of Fame, so you know.
No. LeBron won't get to the Hall of Fame. Are you kidding me?
LeBron will be in the Hall of Fame. He will be in the Hall of Fame.
LeBron is horrible.
Pride, come on, bro.
Oh, now LeBron is horrible.
Being petty.
Petty pride, man. Petty pride.
I'm gonna say this right now. At best in his overhyped career, he was nothing more than a glorified role player who was scared to touch the ball. He was horrible.
All right, y'all. I had enough. You can check out tonight.
You'll get Freddie wild up again.
Check tonight. We have Just Say the Truth, 8 p.m. Central. We have Hoosier Huddle with Tony at 7 Central. Tune into the network, man. Hey, until next time, you catch this crew starting Monday as they do their official debut. It's gonna be a great show. Until next time, you guys have a good rest of your day.
Peace, y'all. Be easy, y'all.
Holla at you.
Peace out.
Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.